Welcome back to Imperial Mandate, everybody. So, what happened last session?
We don't know.
We met some nice rat people.
The Nezumi.
Yes.
Yeah, I met the Scaly.
Or were they mouse people? I don't remember exactly.
Rat people.
We met Dion's family,
Yes.
That
was
too.
cute.
his wife and son.
What else?
Knights.
Yes.
Knights happened.
Knights showed
Oh
up.
yeah, I proposed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tate
and
proposed.
we're married.
Getting married this session.
Very cute.
Also,
What did I say?
something about a Tempest King.
What was that, Cookie?
What did I say? Did I say that they were getting married in like a couple weeks?
In a
Or-
week. You said next week. Or like 2 weeks.
Oh.
You either said next week or 2 weeks from now. I forgot which.
Because Tate is very forward.
That was Tate. That was Tate talking. That my bad.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm getting married now."
No.
Which I assume is going to happen,
All
right?
right.
Before the end of the year.
What?
You guys getting married?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So with 502 nearing end, the town is in a frenzy trying to prepare for this wedding.
Tate, asshole.
How is this? How is this? I assume it's going to be held at the local church.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it decorated?
So it's gonna be a mix of like white, red, and gold.
Aww.
The flowers are the flowers are white except for Tate's the thing that goes on his tux.
Corsage.
Yeah. His gonna be red. But all the flowers and the decorations are gonna be like white. It's gonna be like white like drapes all around the church. And then the red and gold are kind of like accent pieces. So you get like a bit of like red and gold on like the benches, like little red and gold flowers like spread out in certain areas.
So pretty.
And the lighting is going to be like red and gold lanterns. Going Chinese up in here, baby.
A nice long red carpet with like gold trimmings on it, or like gold tassels or something.
On I'll do Tate's end of things first. Tate, you're probably getting ready in a little area in the back, right?
Yeah, is this the day of the wedding?
Are we gonna assume that it's the day of the wedding, or would you guys prefer?
I mean, we can. I'm just asking because he also invited his family and like everybody.
Speaking of which, there's a knock at the door.
Oh, who is it?
Who do you think? You hear Faye's voice through the door.
He rolls his eyes before opening the door.
And then
Hey.
you see Faye, Amy, and then you see a third familiar face standing behind them who just gasps as she gets a look at you.
Who is it?
It's your mommy.
It's your mother.
My mama.
My baby boy looks so beautiful. You hear her say as she looks you up and down.
Wait, what'd you say?
She says, "My baby boy looks so beautiful." She says as she looks you up and down, and then she just gives you a hug.
He hugs his mom tight, like borderline, close to tears. He's so happy.
Kind of like pulls away. She's holding like your face by the cheek. She's like, "Oh, look at you! You've grown up so much."
I didn't expect for you to come, Ma.
Why wouldn't I come? I couldn't miss a day like this. And she kind of smooches your face, like it, in that embarrassing motherly type of way.
Okay, Mom. I gotta finish getting ready.
Okay. Just so happy to see you.
Same. He like holds her hand kind of tight
Yeah,
to show that he really missed her.
she squeezes your hand back.
Can't wait for you to meet my wife. Well, soon to be wife.
I look forward to it. Oh, this is gonna be fun. You hear Faye kind of like comment from behind.
All right, get out. I gotta get ready.
All right. Amy kind of like escorts your mom away, kind of like being her bodyguard from what you look like. And Faye just looks at you and says, "Lucky, told you." That's not. She just says, "Lucky. If you didn't move fast enough, I would have gotten her before you." And then she shuts the door behind her before you can like lash out at her.
I'm gonna get her later.
Over on Whitney's ends of things,
Mm-hmm.
there's a knock at your door.
Come in.
And then your mom and dad both walk in, and your mom just got this, "Oh my goodness, you look so beautiful."
Oh, thank you, Mama, Papa, and she just hugs both of them.
Both of them hug her tight. I've always been looking forward to this day.
Oh, as am I. I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't be your kind of cousin. Oh, don't worry, that'll go away eventually. He says with a bit of a smile. Trust me. Everyone gets those pre-marriage jitters. Oh, you should have seen your father back in the day.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, he nearly passed out while he was standing at the altar for me. I did not almost pass out. Honey, one of your best men had to hold you by the arms as I was walking down the aisle. You said you wouldn't talk about that.
Zutalo.
Don't worry. Tate doesn't seem like the type to pass out, though.
Sure about that.
I mean, he has his moments.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she then just gives you a once-over, kind of like running her hands through your fur bed. She says, I look forward to seeing how this goes, sweetie.
Me too. I'm glad you're both here.
We wouldn't miss this for the world. She kind of like smooshes you on the head.
I'm sorry, did you hear what just came through my mic?
Nope, not really.
A little bit.
Okay, I am sorry for anyone who did.
I couldn't make out what was being said. But yeah, with that, they're gonna let you continue dressing. I'm gonna assume that the rest of the party's hanging out in the God, what is that area called of the church? Like where everyone's at?
Chapel?
I'm gonna say chamber. Nah, not just.
Chapel?
Well, chapel's the whole building. I'll just go with chamber. Everyone else in the party is hanging out in the chamber, kind of like waiting.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Anyway,
Sanctuary.
so what's everyone up to? Waiting as they're waiting for the ceremony.
Wait, did they actually give me something, or am I just a guest?
You're the best man, Terrence. You're important.
You are the best man.
Wait.
You are the best man.
We don't know.
That's so much pressure.
Does that mean I'm supposed to give like a speech?
No, you don't.
You're good.
But Terrence, you are the best with the charisma, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All you gotta do is
but
you're
not-
just like
but
you
not
only have to do
actually.
is stand next to Tate.
Thank you, Gabe. Okay, so the place where a person sits in the church is the nave or the nave.
Nave.
Thank
I
you,
believe.
nave. Okay, thank you, Gabe. That was gonna drive me mad this entire time.
No problem.
All right. You kind of see Alar kind of like. I assume that you guys are all with each other. You see Alar kind of looking around in his best dress as well. He simply says, "Been a while since I've been to one of these."
Mhm.
How do you feel, Terrence?
I don't know. I feel kind of okay. Since I'm not gonna be giving a speech, I'm just having fun at the wedding. I think Tate and Whitney are very cute together. That's pretty much it. I'm just taking it easy.
That's good to hear. And he says, anyone kind of like pats you on the shoulder. Thinking about it, this party's filling up with more and more married folk.
Are you applying something?
No, nothing. He says as he kind of like laughs a bit.
Okay. I suppose that's what happens when we settle down in like a permanent place, you know.
True. Kind of strange thinking of. You kind of like pause. You see that he's thinking for a moment before he just shrugs.
Yeah, because before I came here, I was just wondering. It wasn't like the same for everyone, but more or less, you know.
Ever think you'll find yourself here? He asks, motioning to the nave.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
You think
again?
You think you'll ever find yourself here? He motions to the event.
Maybe one day. I don't really have any plans.
Never rush into it. Take my advice.
Oh, you saying that from experience?
No, not from the experience that I did it. Saying it from the experience of watching many people do it. You gotta like scratch the back of his head. They gotta watch a lot of soldiers fall in love with random people while they were out campaigning and go back home with them. Guess how long that lasted?
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
What are the others up to? He says. He looks around. What is everybody else up to? Searson, Kaladin, Dion, what are you guys up to?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't know. Is there a specific outfit I'm wearing? Y'all got bridesmaids outfits?
Do you, Whitney?
I honestly, most of the time, I picture Searson in like more tux-like stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what.
Yeah.
Damn, she's one of those tux-wearing ladies.
Yeah, beautiful tux-wearing ladies. Probably like a white jacket, red dress shirt, gold tie.
Damn.
Nice.
Looks
And
pretty nice.
golden accents in her plumes for today.
Just for today, for the right occasion.
Yes.
I think Cal would probably be wearing a tux, but the shirt is a nice deep purple.
Nice. Kaladin, you feel like a nudge behind you, and you see Allison dressed up, standing there, along with Veneer, who's kind of like trying to fix his outfit because you see that he's clearly uncomfortable.
Glad to see you all are here. Looking forward to ceremony.
Looking forward to getting out of this thing. Veneer kind of says again, like fixes his suit. These are almost as bad as the dress blues they gave us.
Hopefully you'll survive till the end.
I will. Allison kind of says, I think this is going to turn out great, she says as she kind of looks around with a smile.
Likewise. I'm happy for those two.
Same. So, Kaladin, she kind of like nudges you. When's yours?
Very nice, Cal.
Like Cal just looks looks to the side, just like blushing side, like we'll see.
Oh, it is the great Kaladin of someone in mind. She keeps nudging with her elbow, kind of like digging it into your side.
Oh, yes, wonderful, yes, I see.
Oh, hey, it's 1:21:21.
Oh, it is.
Exactly.
He's gonna cut, but she's gonna stop after that. Searson,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Am I doing? I don't know what we're preparing for the ceremony.
Yep, everyone's just kind of like waiting, doing last minute preparations. You see Alar talking to Terrence while he's looking around for the others.
Just let him. I'm gonna let him do a go in and go at it. Who are the other supposed bridesmaids here?
Roxy, who did you choose as your bridesmaids?
Yeah. Y'all thought that far?
Oh, what?
Who did Whitney choose as her bridesmaids?
Oh, other than Searson? Fuck. Sure, Ellison, I guess. God, what are the other lady NPCs?
Do you really want me to tell you?
Alden's wife.
Oh yeah, Alden's
Or
wife.
not.
Oh yeah, Aldwin's wife. I guess. I was about to say someone. Shit. I know. Fuck. Who else was I about to say? Shit. There's like. There's other people. Faye and Amy.
Oh, do you want Tate's sisters to be your bridesmaids?
Oh no, not the sisters.
I mean, since you're gonna be family.
I mean, if you want,
I mean,
if you
makes
want.
sense.
I think that's enough. Yeah. I mean, I did want them. I was just like trying to think. Like it was bugging me that I couldn't think of their names for a second. Like.
Gotcha. So I guess.
Yeah, so yeah,
I guess-
Ellison, Faye, and Amy, Aldwin's wife.
All right, Corey. I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so the five of you were kind of like making sure you're all looking good, I assume, right, Searson? Or what would Searson do in that
Yeah.
situation?
I'm just checking up with them, making sure they know everything, memorizing the pattern, or memorizing what I'm supposed to do in my head, and in the meantime, crafting up a speech for them.
All right. Corey's gonna kind of like huff for a bit. Anyway, I thought my wedding would happen before these two.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, we're supposed to be months before Tate does, and yet Tate's like, yeah, let's get to the wedding like 2 weeks after we propose. Meanwhile, Aldwin's just running around doing other things instead of thinking about the wedding.
No.
I'm sure he just wants to put a little bit more preparation into it.
Yeah, he likes to take his sweet time on things.
Oh, is that necessarily a bad thing? Taking a sweet time is taking a lot of time to care about making sure it's just right for you.
Faye kind of cuts in. Trust me, you do not want him to rush.
She tilts her head as a sort of acknowledgement.
And then, while that's Ellison's kind of like fixing her hair. She has. Speaking of weddings, Searson, what was yours like?
My wedding?
Mm-hmm. If you had one, I mean.
Oh, yes, I did. My husband and I, how is it? We met each other kind of in a strange arrangement, so to speak, and our ceremony was usually consisted of reciting a story to each other.
Mm-hmm.
As usually the greatest sign of what is our appreciation of each other is through a work, or a work dedicated to them.
Oh, and what story did you tell?
God, I didn't think this far. Hold on, give me a minute.
Chinese wedding traditions. What happened?
Bro, this is all improv. But let's be honest here.
Yeah, it's all improv.
Can you repeat the question again?
She asked, "Oh, what was the story that you told?"
Oh, I told one. My husband was very into transportation, and he always wanted to figure out new ways to move about. His family was all into that, and he was always interested in trying to figure out, well, what is better than horse traveling? And I thought of probably something that was entirely driven by his motivation. I talked about his motivation to do more, his drive, his essence, so to speak. And then we talked about perhaps one day we can do something, or we have a drive to brings us to the stars.
Oh, that's really nice.
I then presented him my gift, which was a sort of well, it was one of his blueprints, but I was a little model of it. Didn't actually quite work, but it worked just enough.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
It was a model of the design?
So it was a little, well, I'm not sure if cardboard would exist back then.
Probably not.
So I'll go with one of those aluminum stain things, you know what I mean?
I mean toothpick designs, not toothpick designs, little wooden designs of ships were a thing.
So a little wooden design of a ship, but with wheels. Because he thought his grand idea of a ship or a land ship was just, oh, let's put wheels on a ship.
I mean, makes sense.
Does.
I mean, what? It's not like ships can fly through the air.
We can only wish.
That'll be the day you hear Faye kind of say, and she finishes up with Amy. All right. So,
What about you? If you were to, per se, who am I talking to again?
Ellison?
Ellison? I'm talking to Ellison?
Yeah.
If you were to give a speech about yourself, per se, what would you say about yours? What would you look for in your love interest, so to speak?
Ellison kind of blushes. Pass.
You need a minute?
She's gonna pass. She's blushing. She's like, I'm gonna pass on that. And Corey kind of,
thinks that she. Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say Corey kind of like raises an eyebrow.
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand that. You're just going to pass?
Yeah, I'd rather not say currently, because technically, I had an idea in mind, but that's kind of to the wayside for right now.
Cocks an eyebrow. What was the idea then?
I don't know. It's dumb. I wanted to this person sometimes would talk a bit too much about fate and how things were always destined to happen. And I kind of wanted to give him something to kind of show that even if fate's a thing, maybe that means we're fated to be together and it was dumb stuff.
I'm sure it would still happen. Nothing's really dumb in the aspect of emotionality.
We'll see, she says.
Right. Does she have anything else to say to Searson?
Ellison really doesn't have much to say.
What about the sisters?
Oh, Faye's just kind of like smiling as she looks outside. And to be honest, I was always placing a bet on which one of us would get here first. Who did you have the best bet on? Me, of course. Mm-hmm.
I'm conducting a survey on Tate. Do you mind if you can just answer a question for me here?
Amy kind of narrows her eyes. Okay.
If you were to say one thing about Tate that you wish you could have said a while ago, what would it be? Each of you.
The kind of thing.
Wait, is she talking to like all of us?
Oh no, to Tate's sisters. The kind of think for a moment. Faye just kind of says, "Yeah, he's awesome. Let's keep it simple." I don't think he's ever heard me say that.
Aw.
Amy kind of like pauses as she thinks for a moment, and then she says, I guess.
What was the other one?
Amy's thinking. She's like, I
Amy.
guess that he knows how to follow his dreams and make them come true.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Faye just says, "Why you always gotta one up me, Amy? Maybe you need to think harder."
Well, thank you for partaking in that survey.
They nod. Last thing before we kickstart this thing. I will say that Kaladin and Dion. You notice someone just standing in the back. He looks kind of well dressed, but he's just writing in a book, and he's kind of like looking around.
Suspicious. Yes, I shall. I'll go approach the guy and ask him what he's writing about.
This plain-looking elf, kind of like perks up and looks at you and says, that's pleasure. You must be Kaladin. You're one of the Lions of Leyawind, from what I hear." He holds out his hands. Kiro Takeda.
I cautiously, hesitantly shake his hand.
He shakes your hand quite enthusiastically. "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Likewise.
That works. He kind of like says, I'm just writing down notes. I'm just writing down notes for my personal thesis."
Personal thesis.
Oh yes, I'm conducting a study on Acria and the effects of the wider world as a whole on it, particularly how long-term conflict affects a populace. And I just found it so intriguing that there's so much happiness here, and I just wanted to look into it.
Yes.
What's
the mystery that?
Yes.
A mystery.
Well, happiness always finds a way, he says with a bit of a smile as he looks back at the wedding. "But if you please excuse me," he goes right back to writing down his notes as if you're not there.
I'll be seeing you around. All right. All right. We should probably introduce him to Dion, perhaps.
He went right back to writing. Does Dion want to get his attention?
Okay.
No, you're welcome to get his attention and introduce him to Dion if you want.
My friend and comrade Dion. You might have heard of him as well.
Kuro kind of perks up. Yes, you're the one that does all those public works that I've heard of, I believe. Interesting.
I do my best to help where I can, as I think all should if they're able.
He kind of like writes, so you kind of like scribble something down in his notes. Intriguing. You'll be a rather fascinating specimen to interact with.
Well, I think every individual has interesting aspects to them, but it is more so what they can do to aid others that is important to me. Nonetheless, information is power within itself, so any way I can help ensure that you have all the information you need to aid others as much as you're able, please let me know.
You see him scribbling stuff down while you're talking to him. He's just staring at you, but you can see his hand just moving and writing stuff down. Fascinating. I will be sure to speak to you about more subjects.
Fair enough. please let me know if you need anything.
Same
I would
to
be
you.
on the able to assist as I may be able.
Same to you. He kind of looks at both Kaladin and Dion. If you ever need someone to vent to, or someone to talk about your problems with, I am more than happy to. As he kind of like shuts his book.
Well, we appreciate the offer.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind.
He gives a grin. I'll be setting up a therapist shop here in case you change your mind.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I'll be sure to let anyone that would need it know.
Noted.
All right then. And he kind of goes back. He kind of like goes back to writing as he's sitting in the back. And soon the ceremony is to begins. Cookie, Roxy, would either of you like to describe how it happens?
No, Roxy, do you want to go?
Sure. So I thought actually, like you'd be like standing at the, like at the altar or whatever, right? And Whitney's just coming in and wearing her kippah and holding a bunch of like golden and red flowers as she's strolling up the aisle. Would her dad hold her? I don't think that's a thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Pierre would probably be holding her arm as he's walking her down the aisle, and she's just like beaming and like looking at Tate with like such joy. And then she finally gets up there and she like takes his hands.
She like squeezes them tight.
She squeezes him right back.
Pino's kind of standing between you two, like like a little ways back, as she kind of like smiles brightly at the scene in front of her. You see Uriel and Leanne kind of like behind her, both kind of like as I don't know how to describe that. Basically, just there as fellow clerics. And
yeah, I don't know what this kind of ceremony would spur in Uriel. Probably not a lot.
Well, Uriel's kind of just you see that he's well dressed and like he's trying to like put on. You see that he's like while he's not like smiling. You can see that he's not smiling. You see that he's looking around, kind of looking pleased. And he glances over at Pino every once in a while as she starts talking.
I'm happy for Bible Man.
Do either of you have any? Does anyone have anything they'd like to say?
Oh shit!
Like,
in the party?
like between the two of us, or?
Well, I know Searson has a speech ready, but I feel like the vows between Tate and Whitney come last, don't they?
I thought the speeches happened like during the wedding party.
Speeches happen in the after party.
Thank you.
Yeah, the after party.
Yeah.
I've been to enough Jewish weddings.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go then. Go ahead.
I've only been to like one actual Christian wedding.
They do
or,
vows.
Like,
you
regular
usually do your soft-spoken music here.
Yeah. I've been to a Jewish wedding. I had to hold up one of the poles for the thing they hold over the couple.
Currently sitting here at 0 weddings.
It's like only because all of my like cousins on my dad's side are older than me, and they're all Jewish. So, also I've been to a bris, if anyone knows what that is, which was a weird experience. But moving on.
Bris.
That party, where where they circumcise the baby. Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole party for that.
Moving on.
But yeah.
Who would like to go?
4.
Vows.
Oh, we're doing all that? I thought we weren't really acting it out.
Okay.
Describing the setting.
I was just checking to make sure. I just wanted to make sure in case you guys thought of anything.
No, I did
Honestly,
not.
we forgot to prepare, but it's
No,
alright.
You're fine. You're fine. This is good.
This is already cute as hell, so
Pino will basically describe blessing your wedding as she casts the ceremony spell. She brings up may the matron give you eternal happiness, may the maiden keep a spring in your step as you go venture into this new form of your life together, kind of like just calling upon different gods to bless your wedding. And as her speech nears its end, you two feel like this connection between you two. As now, for the next 7 days, both of you have a +2 to AC while you're within 30 feet of each other.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
That's an actual bonus from the ceremony spell.
I forgot that I didn't know a ceremony was an actual spell.
Hold up. Let me just...
Wow, there's a whole wedding spell.
Mm-hmm. And then after she finishes, I'm trying to think here.
Wait, say again?
I'm trying to think here because
Okay.
she soon finishes the ceremony. She soon finishes her speech, blessing the two of you and giving you two that bonus. Well, actually, I'll make it indefinite. You have a +2 AC while within 30 feet of each other indefinitely until one of you is widowed.
Alright.
Damn, that's pretty
So
good.
+2 to AC until one of us die.
Yeah, and you two have to be within 30 feet of each other to get the +2 AC.
So does that mean I
Okay.
have to up my dexterity?
No, it's just be like you just add it in the AC area. Anyway, and then after she gives this speak, she kind of like asks if you two will wed each other.
I do.
I do.
I do.
It's so adorable.
I do, yes.
And then she'll ask, and then she'll say she'll pronounce you both husband and wife, and say that you may now kiss your spouse.
And we kiss. And it's a nice, long, passionate kiss.
You hear
And
cheers.
she like presses his cheek as it's out. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm just saying you hear cheers while this is going on.
Oh.
Maybe a bit of
And
crying.
since I
Maybe a bit of crying in the background.
Oh, and since I have that hill giant stone thing or whatever that gives me strength, I'm gonna sweep this man off his feet. Here I go.
Oh,
goodness.
God.
Oh,
She doesn't have to roll strength. She can carry him.
bet you didn't see that coming.
Oh my goodness.
I did not.
And right as
Sorry
the
if I'm
clock...
stealing your thunder.
Oh my goodness.
What? No, you're good.
Okay.
Did you guys have this wedding in the afternoon, or was it leading up to noon?
I think it was in the afternoon, probably.
Okay. As the clock, as the
16.
time. No, you don't have to roll strength. You automatically pick him up because you have enough
Oh,
strength.
okay. I thought you told me to roll it.
No, I said you don't have to roll.
Okay.
As Whitney sweeps Tate off his feet, the clock hits. The time hits 5 o'clock, and you hear the ringing of a clock in the distance.
Ooh.
As your clock tower has finished. And you hear Ayla seriously, you kind of like glance up and you see Ayla like looking down at a magical...
I'm giving him a smirk.
You see him looking down at a magical clock and then magical pocket watch, and he kind of closes it as he looks up with a bit of a smirk on his face. And you hear...
My eyebrow look like, really? You did this then?
He kind of like shrugs. And Kaladin, you can see from where you're sitting, you see Ayla mouth perfect timing.
Indeed.
J'attends. Tate.
I love you too.
And with that, we move on. I'm going to say that one of the noble families decides to throw a massive party for you as celebration for the new year and as for your wedding.
Damn.
Okay.
Wait, what does he do?
Remember the Marvan family, the one where the husband ran a business while the wife was a party animal.
Oh yeah.
The wife throws you all a massive party in celebration of your marriage and New Year's.
Hell yeah.
So later on there's this massive shindig at her large mansion.
Yeah.
That's built into the trees, that's scattered across several different trees.
Also,
Nice.
this cake, 3 tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What type of flavors?
What's the classic wedding cake flavors? Usually like
Like probably vanilla,
Vanilla.
maybe strawberry in the layers.
Red
That'd
velvet.
be nice.
Wait, is
No! At a wedding!
Wait, what did he say?
Red velvet!
I mean,
Red velvet.
see, at first place, I kind of was sad for him when you didn't say chocolate. I was like, oh, damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm a big yellow or vanilla cake person, but I love strawberry shortcake a lot.
Okay, so
So
am
maybe
I.
like a strawberry and vanilla layer cake.
I like to imagine that Leo just keeps eyeing the cake, wondering what type of flavor it is.
And Whitney did the piping, like on the sides and stuff.
Aw.
Yeah, I just watched because I can't do that.
He's the bread man.
You make the little people on top of it, like you sculpted us. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Out of,
what
like,
I do.
Out of fondant? Question mark.
Don't ask me. Do not ask me. Do not ask me.
Like you could either make them wooden people or like I don't like fondant anyway. They're good for decorating.
Yeah, just leave it as fondant. We're not gonna eat it.
Takeshi
Only
kind
heathens actually eat the fondant.
of walks over to you, Tate, during the party. And he says, "Well, look at the big man."
Yep. Fully.
Good job, Ember. You kind of ruffled your hair.
Thanks.
She's just kind of got her arm hooked in his and is leaning on him.
Well, I hope you two have a great life together. And you, make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid. He kind of looks at Whitney.
I'll try my hardest. I kid, you know.
And Takeshi kind of looks at you and he says, "Well, I got nothing left to teach you."
Where are you going?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying I don't got anything left to teach you.
Oh, I thought you were leaving.
If I was leaving, I'm pretty sure you'd just track me down.
Exactly.
Or Alden would, since I work for him, technically. Ew.
Hold up.
Yeah. Really? Oh my goodness.
Never leave.
Takeshi's like, well, you kids have fun. I'm gonna go hang out with Galahad. He says. He kind of walks over the older knight that Aldwin you knew. You see him over there drinking, and you see Takeshi join him.
Oh, okay.
Cute.
You see what was his name? Where's he at? Give me a second. I gotta remember this character's name. Deirdre. You see Deirdre over there. You see Deirdre kind of looking around, and he kind of sees you too, and kind of raises his glass, giving a weak smile.
Oh, it's my son.
And then you see Leonardo kind of grab him by the arm and drag him over to where Leo is, as the three of them start chatting. Though you do notice that Leonardo has his arm around Deirdre.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Around his waist.
Oh. How old is Leonardo again?
He's an adult.
And Deirdre's like,
Deirdre's also an adult.
okay, nice. Deirdrado for life. Okay.
Anyway,
Deidrado.
I would say, Alar kind of like tiptoes over to Circe and he says, "How'd it feel being the bridesmaid for once?"
Oh, I felt like I did perfectly fine. I followed the instructions.
When's the speech?
What?
When's the speech? He says, looking at her. Knowing you, I have a feeling that you're the type who'd give a speech.
And she shows a bit of the inside cover of her tux and reveals the paper.
Well done, he says with a bit of a smile.
And I'm waiting for Roxy to give me a picture before I can start. No, you deleted it!
I was not proud of those buttons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I messed them up, man. I mean, I had to wait too long because the water got cold because y'all had to get eggs.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
Ayla kind of looks at Circe and says, "You might have."
I didn't think it would come up again.
You have a competition with. I think you might have a competition with Dion for best speech. Just word of warning.
What? Because I cared about it. Because you made it.
I liked them, sorta. They just weren't the best they could have been.
Okay, I'll find something else then. Hold on.
But yeah, Car.
Yeah?
Ayla says, "By the way, you might have a competition against Dion for best speech. Might want to be ready for that."
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of like, you see that he's kind of messing with you.
Yes. Oh, what's something else then?
But yes. By the way, that clock thing was only a test firing. I wanted to see if it would actually do it at the proper time, which it did.
Yeah, sure. That's all it was.
What, do you think I'm showing off?
Just a little bit.
Oh, come now. I am the counselor of Leowyn. What reason would I have to show off? He says with a bit of a smirk.
Then I'm sure you would not mind helping me with the speech then.
Dear, he kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder. I was a king once. I've given enough speeches.
Well, then you should have no problem talking about these two lovely individuals.
Yes, but you're the bridesmaid, remember? That sounds like something you're supposed to do.
Oh, wait, fuck, hold on. Shit. Did I send one to my parents? Sorry, keep going.
But yeah, he kind of like just you have this back and forth between the two of you.
Yeah. Snarky back and forth. I need to look for something else because she deleted it!
Oh, I'm sorry! Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a pat on your shoulder from behind as you're enjoying the festivities.
Yeah, I turn around.
You see your apprentice Nura. He kind of like smiles at you. That was really. Well, you looked really good up. Look, you looked really good up there. Just to let you know, I love weddings, don't you?
Oh, thank you. I think they're fine.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I had something cooked up just special for this very occasion. It should be going off any second now. Though I really hope it doesn't give more of a blast than it's supposed to. Because if it does, then it might set fire to the town. Whew, I really hope it doesn't do that.
Oh, can I take a look at it?
Oh yeah, sure. It should be. Oh sure. I don't think it's prime yet. It should be. And then you hear boosh as streaks of light go off in the night sky and explode into fireworks.
Oh jeez.
Well, doesn't look like it set fire to the town.
I'm impressed.
He kind of like looks. Everyone kind of like oohs and ahs at the fireworks, and he kind of just chuckles a bit. He kind of like says, "Yeah, I kind of based the recipe off of one that you and Ragus made."
Oh, Did you just like find it laying around at the alchemy shop?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
You see Grimbosh kind of like walk into the party, kind of like smoking a little bit.
Wait, who?
Grimbosh, your other assistant, the bugbear, kind of like walks in, kind of smoking and singe as he puts out one of the fires on his hair.
Oh god.
He kind of just looks over at Nura and he says, "Next time you light your own fireworks."
Bloody.
And next time, also tell me first before you pull that kind of stuff off.
Gotcha. Look, it turned out great though, right? Mm-hmm. Sure. He then just bonks Nura on the head.
Wait, what did you say?
Grimbosh just says, "Sure," and then bonks Nura on the head.
No, I meant Nero. What did he say?
Oh, he said, "At least everything turned out great, right?"
Oh yeah, it turned out fine, but maybe some other time it won't. So I'm just saying, you know.
Gotcha. Plus, but since it worked, I got other ideas I want to show you now.
Oh sure, I'm sure they can like wait until after the party.
Yeah. He says with a bit of a smile.
We can try to have some fun, right?
Yeah, we can.
Wait, how young is he again?
He's young by elf standards. Technically, he'd be an adult because he looks like he's over 18. But it's like, but you know that he's still childish by elf standards. He probably hasn't even hit a century yet.
Not even a century, damn. Okay, maybe I'll tell him to like, the two of us go get drinks or something.
All right. Grimbosh kind of like tags along with you. As it kind of like hooks you both under his arms, kind of like just picks you up and carries you over to the drinks.
Does he want a drink?
Yes, he wants a drink.
Okay. I ordered drinks for like all of us. They're enemies.
And you all enjoy a drink together. Some more than most, some more than others. And switching around, Kaladin, you see Terrence and his assistant get carried off by the bugbear, and you hear a voice kind of behind you say, "Oh, ain't that cute?" And looking behind you, you see the dark elf Jarson, the scheming knight, as Aldwin called him, kind of like standing behind you.
Oh, two schemers.
Mm-hmm. He says,
huddled up next to each other.
The two of you kind of like lean against the railing, acting like you're just acting nonchalant.
As schemers do.
He kind of like sips some of it. He looks like he's drinking the champagne, but you've never seen that thing go down once.
Not a fan of drinking?
No, I don't like to drink while doing business.
Business?
Yeah. After all, I'm looking at my new boss, aren't I? Heard you're in the business for information, and they kind of like says under a hush breath, Kelsier.
You may have that correct.
Yeah.
Dude.
I've seen your work. Thought it'd be interesting working under you, and I know that things are getting aggravating in the information community.
You could say that.
Yeah. He kind of like sips his drink. Don't worry. I got a couple of friends in the Maroon Dragons I can probably speak to as well.
Well, that would actually... Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, based off Cal's nature, just gonna insight check that.
Alright, well.
First roll of the session.
What's happening?
I'm just insight checking someone to say, oh yeah, I know some people.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's a 23 sound?
You can tell that he's telling the truth on how he knows some people. He's not trying to bullshit you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
He noticed you kind of like reading into. He's like, look, kid, I'm not trying to bullshit you here. Look, Aldwin trusts you, so I'm gonna trust you.
Alright. Anyone who's a friend of Aldwin? A friend of
Yep.
help would be appreciated.
No problem. I've already started looking into the newfound family you have. He says with a bit of a wink. Don't worry, I'm the only one who knows.
That's good.
Yeah.
If that reaches too far, then
I'll deal with. I know how to hide bodies.
okay. Good to know.
Actually, he kind of like puts on the drink. There's someone I think you want to get in contact with.
Do tell.
Met this guy while I was working undercover. He sucks at the assassin gig. He says under his breath as the two of you are kind of like whispering to each other. But you could probably get him for an easy price.
All right.
Guy's name is Kiri Grawin.
Grawin?
I will send it to you, Gabe.
Okay. All right. Sucks at assassinations, but works cheap.
He's a great infiltrator, but he mainly tries to go into the assassin business, which does not end well for him.
Great infiltrator. Thank you.
Oh, and if you're looking for a thief, me and Aldrin went into a cat fair a while back. Gave us a run for our money.
That's so.
She's a pretty good thief, from what I remember.
I'll have to look into her.
Her name's Cassandra with a K.
Quirky.
Cassandra.
He's a tiny head peeking out of the big ass suit.
Oh my goodness! God damn it!
Yep. Folk.
Rossi.
Cat Farah.
It's just
Would-
At Farah.
it's like when Bruce Banner was in the Iron Hulk thing. It's so
Oh my goodness!
Tiny hand on big man.
I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you.
He kind of like holds out his hand. Pleasure to be working with you, Kelsier.
Likewise. And I shake his hand.
Now then, and then he downs the entire champagne glass in one go. Where can a man get a good fucking drink?
Well, there's plenty to go around, at least.
Well, thank God that I was gonna have to go dry here.
Perhaps.
Who else? Dion. You're kind of like watching the events, and the cleric named Castiel, a friend of Aldwin's, he kind of like walks up next to you. It's nice, isn't it?
What exactly about it are you referencing, my friend? But yes, almost every aspect of it is quite nice to admire.
Well, the party in general, I wouldn't exactly know what exact aspect I'd focus on, but all of it gives a kind of a pleasant feel to it, I would imagine.
To be sure. While it's a shame that not everyone can experience this prosperity, I'm glad that some can. And I will cherish this opportunity, as I know that many would give their lives to experience such camaraderie and joy amongst fellow like-minded individuals.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure the maiden's smiling down on us right now, he says, as he kind of like fixes the holy symbol around his neck.
I'm sure that she is. Those that do her work are most likely to be looked upon her favorably. So, as long as we continue to serve the greater good and do our best to bring about prosperity for all sapient lives, I think that she will continue to smile upon us.
For sure, I assume. You see him kind of like looking around. His eyes kind of fall upon the three ASMRs or the three ASMRs / elves over kind of like chatting amongst themselves. And then you see the tiefling Zarn kind of like walk over. He wraps his arm around Leanne, who immediately like knocks it off before as he's kind of like talking with them. What's your thoughts on the tiefling?
Well, I think everyone deserves the chance to prove that they're more than what they were designed to be by nature and circumstance. I being a prime example of this. And I guess I could like flash a tooth, maybe like pull up the helmet a bit and flash a tooth.
Ah, understood, he says. He nods slowly. Understandable. But there's plenty out there who would think otherwise.
This is true, but everyone has an opportunity to prove them otherwise by doing the great works needed to ensure prosperity for all peoples. So everyone is welcome as long as they're willing to make the change to make themselves a positive member of a collective community.
He kind of like looks at you with a bit of a smoke and he says, "That's not what I heard happened with you and Uriel." He says, motioning over to the now stoic pallid elf.
Well, not as of yet, but there's always the opportunity to continue growing as one in the future. So, never say never, as is sometimes said.
True.
There is always hope to continue improvement and the need to do so. So I will continue to do so as long as I am able.
True.
Regardless of circumstance.
He then kind of stands up. Well, this is a pleasant conversation, but I should probably head back to the chapel and start cleaning up over there because I know all the priests are going to be too hungover to deal with anything.
Well, let me know if you need assistance. I'd be happy to help if I am able. But
fine.
best of luck regardless.
Same to you. Same to you. He kind of like gives a wave. Oh, and the name's Castile, by the way.
Dion would make note of this, nod and bow. An honor and a privilege, my friend. May we meet again. Live long and prosper until then.
Same to you, he says, as he kind of like slowly makes his way down, heading towards the church. And finally, Tate and Whitney. How do you two feel over the course of these events?
So happy.
Happy, yeah. Very happy.
Your mother comes over, funnily enough, Tate.
Your mother.
Your
My
mother.
mother.
She kind of like says, "Oh, don't you two just look dashing?"
Thanks, Ma.
She nods,
Thanks, Ma.
and then she looks over at Whitney. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Whitney," she says.
The pleasure is mine. Madame.
Marie.
Melly.
She says a little bit of
Melly.
Let me just
Yeah,
show,
Melly.
let me just show a picture of what she's based off of. Thank you for this, by the way, Cookie.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Cookie.
Thanks, customer.
You welcome.
Thanks, Cookie.
I'm gonna put this in image chat.
Custom cookie.
Wait,
Custom cookie.
Image chat.
Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous!
damn.
Like,
Good grief.
everybody's hot in this family.
Everybody's hot in this family.
Everyone's got that. Tate. The only reason why Tate only has a 20 charisma is because he's a player character, not an NPC. All his other family members got above a 20.
Oh wow.
Because they're
Dang.
NPCs. It's like Tate. One day I will break the limits of my charisma.
Oh, Norm, you got some
One day.
competition over here.
Oh boy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Car about to turn straight.
Nah, only briefly. It's gone now.
Yeah.
There we go. Alrighty. I ain't simping.
Over.
I am. I'm totally
I ain't
simple,
saying I'm a
seriously.
simp, but
And then
She's like goddamn beautiful.
she's gonna kind of like look at you for a moment, Tate, as she's thinking, and then she's going to pull out two 2 moon dragon rings. Tate, you would know that those are supposed to mark high-level members of the organization.
Wait, what happened?
She kind of like just says, I know that this has a certain connotation to it. I want this to be a gift. More, I was going to give this to you one day, but I'd rather that you have this as a wedding present.
He takes it before going, oh, thanks, Ma.
Yeah, I don't mean for it to mean like you should come back and join us. More just a way to keepsake. Whether you wear it or not is your own choice, he says, giving like a small smile.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
She nods.
And he kind of gives her like a kiss on the cheek.
She smiles.
No.
Is there anyone else that you two would like to talk to?
Whitney's family?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Whitney's mom and dad come over, and they both Dion and Taya can also give marriage advice if you guys want.
All right, we'll come back to that after the parents.
Yeah. When Pierre and what did I have written down exactly? Colette both walk over. Yeah. Pierre and Colette both walk over, and they kind of say, "Oh, you both looked wonderful during that ceremony." She says she gives you both of you a hug.
Thank you, Mama.
You see, Pierre, I told you. See, Pierre, I told you wouldn't pass out. See, Pierre, kind of like just give her a side eye.
My father passed out at his wedding.
I didn't pass out. I almost passed out. There's a difference.
Oh, hold up.
Okay. My knee.
No.
I want something salty.
Yes.
No. Alright. But yes, Pierre says, I almost passed out. I did not pass out. Mm-hmm.
Almost.
You're going to tell the story to them all the time. Yes, especially if we get grandchildren.
When the grandchildren comes up, Tate is like, right.
No.
Grandchildren.
No. Colette did specify if.
Well, just the word. He's just like grandchildren.
Oh God.
We shall see. Just giving Tate the reassuring pat that he needs.
Oh, don't worry. We won't bring that up anytime soon. At least I won't. And Pierre kind of like glances at Colette, and Colette just kind of like shrugs.
For now, we should probably focus on doing what we can for Leowin.
True. And when are you expanding your bakery business?
Oh.
I heard that new town you guys made, Zawin, could use a bakery.
Perhaps. That'd probably be good.
Perhaps.
But that's time for later. You don't talk business during a wedding. That's rude. says metaphorically calling out. Not accidentally calling out Kaladin and Jarson.
What did he say?
No, he says accidentally calling out Kaladin and Jarson. Because they were talking
About what?
Because they were talking business.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's accidentally. They don't exactly know. Anyway, well, you two have fun. Don't party too hard now.
Okay, thank you.
She nods, and then Pierre kind of like pulls Claude off to go dancing with her.
Winners don't use drugs. Unless they're steroids,
And
in which case use lots of drugs.
And Aloy kind of like walks. You see Aloy kind of like creep in as he kind of like looks between the two of you. Well, I can clearly say this is the happiest I've ever seen the two of you.
This is the happiest I have been. Yes.
Well, I have a gift for the two of you.
Oh?
He then pulls out 2 necklaces, each one with and when you see the gem for the 2 necklaces, you see that they look like an infinite amount of stars on them.
Oh boy. That's fancy.
So, well, it does look nice. This has a specific purpose to it. Just so that way you two are never separated. There's a little enchantment. There's a little enchantment inside these necklaces. He kind of like lowers his voice. No matter how, yes, just make up whatever magic word you wish, and if you say it and think really hard of each other, one will be teleported directly to the other.
This is amazing.
Don't tell Kaladin I gave you this. He'll be asking for something like this. Technically speaking, I'm not allowed to give Dunamancy items to other people.
Just tell him I found it at the pawn shop. Or something like that.
He hands 2 necklaces to you, and then you hear, and just what are you doing, Daenerys, as Leah comes up. Oh, nothing, just giving my congratulations to the bride and groom, he says with a weak smile on his face. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you two enjoy your time, he says as he quickly goes off, and Leah kind of like narrows his eyes at him before she kind of like smiles at you two and chases after him.
Sorry.
You're fine. I don't have much else to add here, really.
You're having fun, my love? Tate?
Yes.
You are having fun, my love?
Oh, yeah, I am.
I'm so
Are you?
happy we did this. Yes, I'm overflowing. Not like that. Yet.
Sure.
Wow.
Dang. Oh, fucking.
Oh yes, we need to talk to Dion.
Okay.
Marriage advice.
Marriage advice. Probably rule number 1, don't do what I did just now.
Should I even ask?
What do you mean?
Girl.
You know what I mean.
Alright, let's go talk to Dion.
Okay.
Where he at?
Where you at though?
Dion?
I presume I would be, I guess, with Taya probably watching Illum, interact with the guards and other people. Just like kind of appreciating the moment.
Alright. Do you go over to talk?
Do
you go over to talk to Whitney and Tate?
I'm sorry, am I supposed to be saying something?
No, I said, I was going to ask, are you going over to did you walk over to Whitney and Tate?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess if so I would presume they would walk up to us just because, they have all their stuff going on. But if Dion and Taya, noticed that they were, out of position to where they could talk, I guess they might walk over real quick to give a few words of advice before, they need to enjoy the rest of their evening or whatever else.
All right.
Would be my guess.
So
Dion would approach.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And I guess he would just initially start by... I think he would, for the most part, just default to Taya in terms of, pretty much for the most part, the only advice he would give is ensure that you serve one another as faithfully as you hopefully serve the greater good and the fellow members of our party, just because, Dion would have had experience with that in terms of, he would appreciate how you guys treat him and each other, so he would just want you to continue that level of compassion for one another. And then I'm sure Taya would say something more insightful as it applies to marriage specifically, put one another first and things such as that.
Yes. Taya would look between the two of you and say, no matter what happens, no matter what challenges you face, just remember that your love is so bright and it will transcend any challenges the two of you face. She says with a bright smile on her face.
Who's saying this?
Taya.
Aw.
Thanks, Taya.
Two of you were absolutely perfect together.
I can say the same about you and Dion.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
Dion would say that she's perfect and he does his best to do what he can to exemplify that.
She kind of wraps her arms around him and places her head on his shoulder, and she says, "We just wanted to give you some advice. I hope you two enjoy the rest of your evening."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, if anyone wants to give any speeches, you are more than welcome to.
Did someone say
Speech?
Searson and Dion look like they're about to run. Look like they're about to race each other up to the fucking podium.
Oh, really? Hun, you may got the legs, but
Dion
I've got
would
the
lose
fork
'cause he
and
has
the
very
glass.
Now, if it was like you have to army crawl your way up there, maybe, but speed, nah, he'll probably go second in that case.
Searson just taps on her glass.
Holy shit! I shouldn't be drinking that yet. So I'm gonna send some pictures here.
Alright. I'm gonna send something to Roxy and Cookie.
Okay.
Oh, Roxy and Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that drink that Roxy made at New Year's?
Yeah.
In light of
I
her
don't.
character. Yeah, I know you don't. But if you want to explain that kind of going on there, Roxy.
Oh, it was the potion of restoration, right? It was it was a really good drink. It had blackberries and blackberry liqueur, but we couldn't find the liqueur, so we had to go with blackberry brandy. When we did it for New Year's. Lemon juice, vodka instead of gin, cause, and it's what else? I think it was sugar in there. All nice. All
Nice
and
sugar. Yeah. This thing tastes very strongly of raspberries.
Very blackberries.
Oh, it's blackberry. Whoops, I fucked up. Sorry.
You're good.
I've got bad news. So I got that. Got me a nice cold
You're
glass
allergic to
of,
blackberries.
potion of restoration. And I'll have... Am I allowed to change music here?
Go ahead.
Sure. Alright. You ready for this shit? I'm gonna whip out the macaroon, and it's gonna open, because I'm not good at cooking, but I am good at tinkering.
Real quick.
And I've got a macaroon-looking pocket watch tool, except it's not a pocket watch. It's a music box.
Aww.
I'll
Oh my
tie
God.
that up there. I'll place that down, let that play its thing. And, you should really try this thing. It's absolutely lovely. Whitney and Tate, you two blend together like, well, bread and butter. A sweet aroma which wafts nothing but kindness and sincerity throughout the lands, Playwin, and beyond. They may have met each other through different circumstances. I wouldn't know. They've been around each other longer than I've been them. But I personally met them under a bit of an odder circumstance, when Leowin was not as big as it was, and likely with me criticizing their store's condition. Or, to better accurately explain it, finding a lack thereof. I was rewarded with a good taste of fine cuisine and a rather very contenting and scary flight through the skies. From there, one can most easily tell, even as someone who can't tell emotions like myself, that the two of them just click with each other. As Tate's sister, Faye, most likely can agree with, Tate is what we call someone who's awesome. I have no idea what that word means. I had to look it up. I think that means something that is amazing in everything everything he does. He rose his way into this awe-inspiring leader we have today in our military, and this amazing friend that I could not be more happier to have met. As another thing, I believe it was Tate's sister's Amy that can agree with this as well. Tate follows his dreams and commits himself to them with this grit and dedication and stubbornness that can only end in that dream's completion. And as talking about Whitney, I'm sure Whitney's parents can agree on this, from what I've heard. Whitney is the cream to the pie here. The perfect complement to Tate. To make this comparison to this amazing wedding cake we've had, where Tate's the cake batter and mix. Whitney is this frosting and decoration. Sweet, beautiful, and generous in everything she does. Even kind enough to spare a few free treats for me at the bakery. Thank you very much. I appreciate the macaroni. I'm, what's the word, enthused to know that, since from the very beginning, you two were a pair to be, starting out as these awkward lovers in the beginning, just meshing with each other's emotions and finding out what works. But now, as something firm, something visible, as husband and wife in marriage, I hope you have a very triple plus contending. Oh, excuse me, that's the wrong word. A very happy time together. And most of all, I hope you enjoy this drink and this present I have for you. This is as standard with the tradition of my culture. It is nice to give gifts to those you care about immensely. And as Tate and Whitney, I care about you very immensely. And I cannot be more triple plus happier to be your friend.
Aww.
Yeah.
With that, she'll extend her glass to drink. And I'm gonna drink this fucking shit.
And I'm gonna rush over and hug Searson.
Hug the Searson.
I
Hug
can
the
taste the
Tikru.
liqueur. Oh, hugging. Yes. You know,
Hugging.
fuck it. I've been through enough hugs. You may have a small hug back as a treat.
As a trick.
I only make it a couple seconds, so it's not unbearable for you.
What? We get used to it.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, friend. It's weird to say that. I don't usually. I think up until the time I've been here now, when I haven't really said friend.
It is something you get used to, too.
Well, would you like to try this?
Oh,
I made
yes.
it myself.
She takes a sip. You have to make a con saving throw.
That's up to you.
How much alcohol was in that thing?
It was brandy and
35%, probably.
yeah, 35 for.
We're
Well,
going
you're trying to
90.
kill a bitch.
Roll,
Ooh, yeah.
con save.
Yep. Okay, where's
I'm
my
rolling an
modifier?
IRL con save. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Alright, this is it. A 9?
A
Ooh,
9.
that shit's strong.
Well, no honeymoon tonight.
No, oh no. Whitney, you're starting to
Oh,
get
this
a bit.
was Seriously?
No, this
Oh.
is Whitney. I thought because Whitney was the one that drunk it, right?
Unless Tate's up here to drink it with me.
Whitney just.
Let me roll
definitely. Yeah, Tate, you too. Whitney, you're definitely starting to get a bit tipsy.
Oh, yes.
I swear to God, if I get shit faced, I'm gonna be so mad at myself.
Here we go.
I think that's enough for me.
Thank you, God. 25.
Tate's just stone cold.
Oh, wow.
He just drinks it. And he's like, it's good. He's just stone cold. He just looks at you, but you look over at Whitney and you see that she's starting to get tipsy.
I think that's maybe enough for her.
Yeah.
You may
You should
take the rest.
stop. I will. I'm gonna drink it.
You gonna chug the
I'm gonna
entire
drink
thing?
it.
The bottle is empty, boys.
Is Tate gonna chug the entire thing?
Oh.
Chug.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
No, I was asking because you said you drink it, so I was like, wait, is he drinking the entire thing?
No, I'll chug it. Let's go.
Roll me a con save.
My wedding day, bitch. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if I get shit faced here,
If you roll a nat
Oh,
one, I
God.
swear to
Surprise.
God, if you roll a nat one, hey,
Oh, no.
yep, you're getting drunk too. You and Whitney are both drunk.
Wait, what did she?
She got
Oh,
a nat
we
one.
both rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the power of raspberry brandy.
The power of love.
Seeing
It is the whole time.
seeing the way you two are, Ayler's just gonna go like face palm a little bit. He's gonna say, seriously, oh my God. And do you think he's gonna say, I think you two have had enough, right?
Yes.
You see what that says in French? It says, "I'll tell you when I've had enough."
And he just wait. He just looks over at Tate and he says, "I'm going to assume that you're the more well handled of the two when it comes to being drunk. Would you like to go home?"
Yes.
If
Ethan-
Dion does have a speech, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hold up, we have yeah. So Dion, what's
I
your
am
speech?
just sober enough that I can absorb the speech.
Dion, speech.
Please take my macaroon song thing
That's so cute.
with the picture of the two of you on one end and the music on the other.
Betis. BTS.
Yes, with the Bettis.
Trevor,
Betis.
Yes.
would you like to say your speech?
Yeah, so, after all that, obviously, I'll probably just go with a bit more concise, just to try and avoid failing at the emotional appeal that was so impressively done beforehand. But,
Bold of you to assume I'm good with emotional appeal.
Oh, honey, that was amazing.
You may say that you're not, but the speech that you gave would say otherwise. Right?
That's
Actions.
prepared and researched.
I guess Dion would either rise or, proceed to where they are to be speaking from. And then he would proceed to say, Tate and Whitney have gone from valued comrades to irreplaceable members of a family that I hope will maintain the fight for what is right until they all are no longer drawing upon breath. There has been no greater pleasure in my life besides the meeting of my wife and the birth of my child that can outshine the joy I feel at seeing my friends as now more than that to each other. And with all of my heart, I can say that I will do everything in my power to ensure that this world is a place worthy of the love that they have for one another and for the family that they have and, may choose to expand. So I hope that everyone can continue to do so as well and aid them in any way that they are able, as they have done so for us so often. And with that, he would bow, thank them for their service to the greater good, himself and their greater family, and I guess he would shed a tear and remove the helm to show like his, the immense feeling that he has for the newfound family of friends that surrounds him.
Aw, dear.
Nice.
I hope that was like a good mix of not too long, but at the same time saying what needed to be said in the moment.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
And with that, Alar is going to summon up his metal disc, the one that he can fly with or float with, and he's going to slide it right underneath the two of you. You see that it's covered in like. I like to imagine that it's covered in like happy wishes and the like from like it's engraved suddenly with all the different happy wishes from everyone at the party.
Oh, that's cute.
Aww.
And he says, "May you two have a pleasant ride home." He says, he kind of as the disc kind of like takes off, as like starts floating off the ground.
Real quick, what time is it?
It's getting towards night probably at this point.
But like, what specific time?
Okay. The wedding was at 5. I'm gonna assume this party.
So you said night, and I'm like, it's what time? Please.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go with. You know what? It's winter. Let's go. Okay, it is winter, so let's go with like maybe 7. You guys spent like 2 hours there.
Serious? It's 7 o'clock. I am ashamed.
It's probably more like.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be a good time that you party long enough, but wouldn't be like at. Actually,
I mean, I'm fine with 7, but
Actually,
I'm also like really
Maybe like 9-ish.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. This is Lady Marvan's party, and she does throw pretty big ones. Yeah, so maybe later. Yeah, 9-ish. That'll work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the one that decided. You're the one that decided
Alar's
to chug that.
just be like.
You're the one that decided to. You're the one that decided to chug that drink.
Shit, I didn't imagine I would get drunk that quick.
Me neither.
I'm ashamed.
You're fine. And I'm gonna close that celebration off there, I think.
All right.
And at that point, I'm gonna go.
All right.
All right.
Good night, Norm.
Night, Norm.
Okay, this is really nice. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Hold up.
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
just
have fun.
send you something. Cookie.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
All right. Setting back up from our break. It is now the first month of the year 503. Welcome, folks, to the third and final year of the time skip. First of all, let's get money out the way. as you guys make some money for the new, as you guys get your money for the month. Is that yes? 7. What month is it? Also.
Is it the new year?
Yep, it is officially 50. It is 503. Also.
Yeah.
As,
boy.
as I can say for probably the majority of the people here, fucking finally.
All right. So that's for that month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I didn't add the other stuff.
You might want to do that. You guys have made over 100,000 gold. Congratulations. This is achievement status right here.
We did it. We did it, everybody.
I'm just gonna use the bot as a calculator.
Makes sense.
Word, you can do that. Oh.
Yeah, it's roll and then just add stuff together.
Roll.
Because doing it through Google is just annoying because I can't paste shit in there.
Why don't you just do your phone?
Because I'm holding a cracker in one hand and typing with another.
Put the cracker down.
No, I have 2 graham crackers in my hand.
Put the crackers down.
No. You made me spit it. Now I got crumbs everywhere.
Wait, did you add in the 90,000 I told you before?
Yes, I did.
90,000.
Yeah, Castle Leowin. I tagged you guys and said from the 4 months we skipped over, each character receives 96,058 gold, 2 silver, and 8 copper.
What?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I
Oh my god.
So
Where-
I'm set at 180k gold right now.
You can never say that I'm a bad DM. I am a greatest DM.
When have we said that
I'm joking.
in
I'm
front
joking.
of your face? No, I'm kidding.
Excuse me?
Damn it.
I'm joking.
Okay, my sound went out for a second. What did you say? You can never. What?
You can never say that I'm a bad DM now. I am a gracious DM.
Say thank you.
Okay, give me those numbers again, like the big ones that you just said.
It's tagged in Castle Leowin, Chief. If you look in the Castle Leowin chat, it's like the first post of the day. You could see everyone reacting to it.
I looked in the loot zone, that's why.
Ah, okay, yeah. I stopped to use. I should put that in the loot zone. Now that I think about, but like that's mainly for XP at this point.
Okay. Where's my calculator? I'm not using a real calculator. Fucking no. I'm not doing it.
Why must you submit yourself to this torture?
I'm not torturing myself.
My
This is-
God, Roxy. Come
But
on.
you're tearing me apart, Roxy!
It's not very cash money of you.
It's not very cash money. Oh my god, I have too much gold. This is asinine.
It's not. But yeah. As the new, so you guys, I'm assuming that Tate and Whitney are still gonna be on their honeymoon. They're not gonna come in. They're not gonna come into the meeting.
Not for a bit.
This the next day, right?
Was this New Year's Eve? No, let's say it's New Year's Eve.
So this is the next day?
This is the council meeting, yeah. I would assume Tate and Whitney are gonna say, yeah, we're out. We're not gonna participate.
Yeah, we're not gonna be there.
Alright. Yeah. Ayla kind of like knows that they're not gonna. Aldwin's there, but Perry's not here, so I'm not having Aldwin do anything. Anyway, Ayla kind of like walks in with his cup of coffee, like as he walks in with like a clipboard, and he notices Tate and Whitney missing, and he kind of like looks at the rest of you and says, "Honeymoon."
Yep. Is correct.
He just takes a sip out of his coffee cup. Okay, looks like we'll have to make do. He kind of like walks over and takes his seat.
Sorry, what did I miss?
So Tate and Whitney are on honeymoon, so they're not coming to the meeting. But you see Alo come in, and he notices that they're missing. He's like, "Okay, we'll have to make do without him," and just kind of like sips some of his coffee. Okay, so
Give me like a couple of seconds before I can do this meeting. I need to munch.
all right. So first on the docket, we have our meeting with the other lords of the South. We thought about what month we want that to be. It is winter. It is now currently winter of the new year.
Question is, when do we want to have the meeting with the lords?
Yeah, yeah. When should we schedule it?
Would you recommend a wise advisor?
Alo says, Q. He then pulls back out the letter. All right. Well, there's all technically speaking, due to the volcano still throwing things out of whack, we can either schedule it this month, next month, or the month after next.
I'd say probably at least a month. Alright, so this is we're at the beginning of a month, right?
Yep, it is the beginning of the new year.
Yeah, so I'd say we at least give ourselves a month to prepare for doing what we'll be dealing with.
There's no opportunity cost to waiting. Yeah, it's just whenever you guys want to do it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
What's next? Okay, so yes. Searson.
I said to give me just a moment here. I'll be down in like 2 minutes.
Alright.
I forgot my food.
Can I just...
Oh.
Alright, Season seems to be busy munching right now, so Kaladin.
Yes.
Alright, so first up on the docket is, since we're not talking about the other issue, is if we're gonna have the meeting next month, we're gonna have to start looking out west now. If we're going to expand out west, we're gonna need good information, and I'd rather not rely on the other lord. I think it'd be a good idea to not rely on the other lords for that.
Smart idea, that.
This Jarson fellow, I remember Aldwin brought him up as a potential asset. What do you make of him?
Okay, I'm here. Sorry about that.
You're fine. What do you make of Jarson? For reference, Kaladin, he's the guy you met last night.
Oh, yeah, the therapist psychiatrist guy who sees us as
the spy, the one that you talked to during the party.
Oh, right. Hey, I think he'll be useful to us. He'll be working under me.
All right.
And so far, he hasn't said a lie yet.
Well, that's a rare trait in the intelligence community.
Well, I don't think he'd want to lie to his boss on the first go-around, at least. On the first meeting. Plus, he's a friend of Aldwin, so take that for what you will.
Alright. So I'd recommend looking into information out west there. What else is it? Oh yeah, Citizen.
Yes, can you debrief me on the meetings?
No, we're going over the meetings.
Agenda so far.
Okay, so we just talked about... So, Citizen, Whitney and Tate will not be joining us because they're on the honeymoon.
Whitney and Tate will not be joining due to honeymoon.
Okay. I suppose that means that I'm gonna have to... Dion!
Anything else? Sorry.
No. I was going to say something to Dan, but he said, we just finished talking about starting to spy out west because the Lloyd meeting will be next month instead of this month.
Out west because okay.
Dion is here.
All right, Dion. From what it sounds like, there were quite a few alcohol-related crimes last night. Gonna need you to look into that.
Fair enough. I will do so.
It should be nothing more than a couple fines. That's about it.
Well, I mean, the opportunity to serve shouldn't have to be compelled by monetary tithing, but whatever it needs to occur, I will do.
And then...
So I guess I would either, like, take note of that, or if they were saying to do so currently, then I would, like, leave to prosecute.
Take note, basically. Then
Potion of restoration.
Then he keeps looking through. Oh yes, Searson. So next up on the docket. Do you remember that noble that you met, Abresso?
Abresso. Hold on a moment. How do you spell that?
I'll copy and paste it.
You could just Abresso Dinar.
Yes.
Yes. What about him?
He sent a message in. He actually had a message ferried in this morning saying that he will be out on a business trip, and as such, he believes he needed to specify this. He squints. His brother will be looking over the manor with his wife.
Right. I'm sure a meeting would be arranged.
A Mercurio dinar. Specifically says that his twin brother will be looking over the household for him.
That's a problem.
He kind of like raises an eyebrow. Why is this?
Oh, did I write something about that? Who is calling me? Oh, my brother, sir. I'll get into that later. Okay. Let's see. Here. Did I write anything about this Mr. Mercurio? Nope. I have not. Great. I know there was something fishy about him.
Roxy, did you write down anything about the Mercurios, about the Dinar family at all?
Maybe I have something in Dinar.
Roxy?
Sorry, hold on, I gotta sneeze again. Okay.
I was gonna
I do have stuff.
Okay, never.
Let me.
About the Dinar family.
Okay,
Nothing
yeah,
about
he
Mercurio.
probably has it better than I do.
Don't know much about them. They've fallen on hard times. They have a high turnout, a lot of Tabaxi servants coming in and out, and they have a stake in the Elothian Scarves. They have a trading business that went out of business due to a high Lupin population in western Hanak, and that something happened between his brother and the Tabaxis that ran him out.
That's all you have?
That's all I have.
Do you tell Alar this, or just Searson tell Alar this?
Yes.
He kind of like says, and you were never able to find out what exactly ran him out?
Nope, they were not able to tell.
He then looks over at Kaladin. No, he's basically he's basically asking. He's asking you to look into it, basically.
All right, look into it.
Thank you. Cheeky smile.
Right, so
And then
look into Dinar mystery.
Also, another warning. Also, just to give some preface, it looks like there's been a trail of rebellions happening in the south, and it's trailing northward.
Any idea on the cause of these rebellions?
From what I've been able to gather from my Mage Guild associates, nothing as of right now. He looks over at Vera now, who kind of shrugs. I got nothing either.
Who are they
There's a
rebellions
string of
mostly consisting
rebellions
of?
just pushing up north. That's too much to be a coincidence.
Yeah, so they're all rising. It's the strange thing. Virno kind of cuts in. If I may, go right ahead. Yes. The strange thing has been that they've all apparently been rising up against their countries, but it's the same thing. It's a string of rash, violent activities going on before cities and counties start tearing themselves apart. At first, we thought this was of some type of magical nature, but none of our top mages have been able to figure it out.
I have to look into that.
Maybe that Takeda fellow can help us since he's been studying us, or starting to study us.
Okay.
Perhaps.
What fella?
Takeda, Kuro. He's a psychologist from the Mages Guild. Yes, he's been with us for a little while. He's currently conducting a study on the effects on the. Vano kind of looks at his paper. The effects of long-term effects of endless conflict on a populace. He's currently studying the town of Leowen, as it were.
Could be useful in the string of rebellions case. South of Hanak.
Yeah. From what I've heard, the only country that's not actually dealing with this has been Umayig. Interesting. And from what I remember, we also have last thing on the docket. Apparently, we have new arrivals in town. Vino, you said you had something about this? Yes. So there's Kiro, who you all have already met. There's
New
also
arrivals in town. Kiro?
Yep, I typed his name in the VC chat.
Oh yeah, that should be panned, isn't it?
VC chat.
VC chat.
Oh, it's
Kiro. Oh yeah, Kiro Takeda. Oh, that guy. Got it.
There's also a resident exotic animal, an exotic specialist has come over. An exotic specialist? Yes, a friend of mine. ALO kind of raises an eyebrow. Since when do you have friends? Vino kind of like just kind of like rolls his eyes. Dr. Chrysala Yvette is her name. She's a researcher of exotic people and exotic peoples, animals, and people, flora, and fauna.
Exotic peoples, flora, and fauna. Okay.
And who's the last one that'll be joining us? A wizard, an evoker wizard by the name of you see Vano kind of like squint at the paper. Avalier? Yes, there we go.
Spit take.
Everyone kind of like takes notice. Something up, Searson?
Oh, nothing.
He's gonna.
It's almost as if you said Avalier.
That is what he said. Yeah, I just didn't know it was pronounced that way.
Insight check that stuff.
Callan's gonna insight check.
And also, I still have that one question to ask you.
Searson, are you gonna try and deceive him here, or
Let's go!
would you roll?
Hold on, I didn't roll yet. Not roll 2d90, no! Roll 1d20. Why are you gay? Why is this game gay?
What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
So a 1.
Shut up.
So a 1 or no?
Yeah, it's a 1. Non-nat.
It's a 19 for me, Chief.
Searson?
She's very clearly lying. She just spit take when someone said
Avalier.
Avalier, and she's like, what? Yeah, no, I totally don't realize. She totally knows who that person is. And she doesn't, like, spit take for just anyone, so that must be someone important.
Alo's gonna note that. Anything special to say about this one? Yes, he's a Volker wizard, from what I recall. Apparently, he's looking for a master to teach him. Apparently, he asked to be transferred here to be taught. Taught by who? He then looks dead at Alar. You're joking. Well,
No, you should totally allow him to do it.
Halo kind of like looks at you for a moment and he says, "You are the only one here who's closest to the type of magic he wants to focus on." All right then. Anything else? Any other new arrivals I should worry about? No. Last but not least. Also, one last thing I wanted to bring up. That Smith Knight, the Amethyst lady. Yes. What about her? She appears to have moved into the smithy downstairs with the half-orc runesmith. Moved in. Yes, moved in. Okay. Thank you for keeping that. Thank you for telling us.
Wait, who moved into the runesmith?
The Amethyst, the Smith Knight, one of the knights that Aldwin knew, she moved into the smithy, into the castle.
With Volan, right?
Volan was already there. She moved in, apparently.
With them. Okay.
Anything else we need to worry about? None that I know of. And then I asked, have you gotten the information from me yet? No, Leah keeps stonewalling me. Keep working on it. He says he kind of like shuts his book as he crosses out something on his clipboard out of frustration. All right. Besides that, how much money are you all putting towards the monthly building for today?
How much did I get? 90K?
90K from the past 4 months, and then at the beginning of this month, you got... give me a second.
Something 15, 16K?
Not quite.
I don't know what 90 divided by 4 is. It's 22? Yeah, it's 22.
No, the 90 is what each person gets.
Yeah. But that was over 4 months, right?
Yes, Yes, that's all 4 months together. I already posted it I already posted the new one in VC chat.
And did we get a new month that passed, or is it just those 4 months?
Yes,
yeah.
I added in the New Year's month a couple some minutes ago.
Sitting on 180K. I guess I could push forth let's say 19K.
Including the past months, I think I want to hit up a 60,000.
Ooh, damn.
Well, just for this month, because last month not really much got built because of the festival. Also, yes, that was one other thing. Before I go, Dion wanted part of the tournament's funds donated.
All right.
Thoughts?
I mean,
sure,
I'm fine with that.
Anyone else in the council have a problem with this? In silence thus far. All right then, good.
Motion passes.
All right, donate give what money you'd like for the town to Allison. I've got to go check in on something.
All right, 25K.
25K. So, okay.
19K.
Gabe, can I convince you to bump that up to a 20?
Fine.
I was about to say, I'll just bump mine up to 26 if that's a problem.
That's
fine. I was sitting at 160, but I guess I'll do a 159.
No, don't worry. God.
That's fine. I'll do.
I'll bump it up to
20K.
26. Oh my god.
No, car.
No, fine. Jesus. Okay, there.
45,
Done. Good.
45K. Cool. All right.
Woo.
What are you guys gonna do for the month?
Holy shit! I'm gonna talk to my best friend.
Okay.
No, holy shit! After that meeting's canceled, I'm just bolting it.
Fucking Alar's walking out the door, and then suddenly Searson runs past him. He's
You run that fast.
he just watches. He just says, "Don't fall." And Kaladin, while you're walking, I hear Alar mutter, She never ran that fast for me." And then kind of as he walks on.
Oh.
Damn.
Searson takes 20 d6 psychic damage.
No. But yeah. Actually, since it is the third year and the final plans are being made, you guys are officially living in your castle now. I'd like to add, by the way.
Yay!
So first off, Tate and Whitney, what are you guys up to for your honeymoon? What do you guys do over the course of the month for your honeymoon?
I don't know. What would we do? Would we go somewhere?
Where would you all like to go?
Let me look at the map again real quick. Maybe we'd go back to Tate's home country? Or is that one of the ones that are
Well,
dangerous?
you're allowed to visit there. Yeah, you're allowed to visit there and stuff. You just can't. Armies just can't march that way. Anyway, Tate, would you like to go back to your home?
Yeah, you know what? Sure, yeah.
All right. So for the first month, you guys head over. So you guys head over to Tate's home country, Balvinia. Is there anything you guys would like to do while you're over there?
I would let him lead the way since it's his home.
All right, Tate. What fun stuff did you like to do back home?
Mainly just eat and drink. Oh, well, actually, no. There's a couple of plays that we could go
Oh,
to.
yes.
Ooh, okay.
Eating and watching the theater.
Is there any particular
The theater,
any
yes.
particularly play that Tate loved to watch?
Wait, are you asking what type of play did he like?
Yeah, is there any whether it's specific whether it's genre or specific play in general?
This around this time of year is usually a lot of romance plays out. So he will watch that.
Oh, okay.
They change up throughout the year.
Gotcha.
Same, basically, but Whitney is also a stan of Into the Woods type shit.
Oh, Into the Woods.
Into the Woods being
it's fantasy,
a fairy tale musical.
Yeah, but it's got sort of a modern-ish feel to it with their dialogue occasionally.
Well, funnily enough,
or at least modern for the 80s, you know.
Well, I feel like a romance that's a musical, I feel like that'd be a common thing.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
romantic comedy.
Thankfully, thanks to Tate's family name, you guys are able to get into a play free of charge.
Ooh.
That easily fits both of your tastes.
Yes.
And the performance. Let me see the performance. Okay. Well, I will say that you enjoyed the performance for how bad it was, because I rolled a nat one.
No!
I rolled a nat 1 on the performance of these actors.
Oh,
So
It was
It's gonna
so
be a
corny
bad
that you had to laugh.
yeah, it's basically like it was supposed to be a romantic musical that made you go ah, but instead everyone was either bursting out laughing at how bad it was, or was just shaking their heads out of shame.
some age.
It's a bunch of high schoolers.
These are the new
It's the middle
guys.
school talent show.
Oh
No.
No.
no! God! Oh no! It's Roxy and Annie Jr.
Oh no.
Ouch!
That was a thing that happened.
Roxy just roast herself. Dang. Is that
Dude, I looked like a fucking Oompa Loompa the first night
Oompa?
because I didn't know how to do makeup. And my mom just gave me a random pack or whatever, like that I carried around in my backpack for years of like makeup, or not years, like months while I was in middle school in case I needed it or something.
Oh my goodness.
She didn't think to teach me about how to do it.
Well, you can clearly see someone looking like an Oompa Loompa during this play.
Ooh.
But yes, as you guys kind of like leave, and the next couple of nights the plays do get better. Thankfully, it doesn't get like horrid. Like they do get better at the very least. But like that first one kind of sticks in your mind for how slapstick bad it was. It's like no one will ever let them live that down.
Me and Tate, just like on the way back to her like hotel or whatever, we keep repeating like an outtake or whatever that happened during the play, like as a meme to ourselves. For a run-in joke.
Oh my goodness. The nights you say. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're there?
Will my family be back by now?
Yeah. Because I feel like Faye would have teleported them all the way back to, because since Faye's a Horizon Walker and everything, she can just teleport. She can help the family teleport to and from where they need to go. So she would have.
Okay.
She probably would have. So would you guys would have gone there by hand? Would you guys would have gone there on foot / by horse, or would you guys would have had Faye teleport you?
Well, I assumed that they already left, like after the wedding, so
True.
we just like go there by horse or something.
All right. It takes you. I think by road a good week.
Okay.
Yeah, because thankfully there is a well enough road that lets you go all the way through. You guys spend a good good amount of time there, however long you guys want to stay. I will say that
At
Hmm?
Tate's house? I mean, at his family's house, or?
well, would you stay at a hotel or would you stay at Tate's old family home?
Tate would just opt for a hotel because he's not 100% comfortable of like there
And she'll just go along with it.
for reasons.
Okay. You can tell that despite the fact that you left, everyone still treats you with respect and the like.
Oh, we're at the house.
Well, no. Like in general, like your family is well known around these parts, and just from your appearance, they can tell who you're related to, and like the ones who do know, they kind of like make sure to treat you respectfully.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Like you even get like a couple of like free samplings of like food and stuff, and like at a couple of restaurants you go to, they let you eat free of charge.
But he's still gonna pay anyway.
You're still gonna pay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I would say, how expensive do you think these meals would be?
Well, Whitney kind of eats small, and I eat a lot. So, about what? 100 gold per day?
Okay. 100 gold per day. How many weeks do you guys think you spent?
Where?
Back in your home country.
What do you mean?
Like, no, I'm asking how many weeks do you guys spend back in your home country, basically?
Oh, it's like 2 weeks.
All right. Do you eat out every night?
We got the money, yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 2 weeks worth. That's 16. 16 times 100. That'll only cost you 1,600 gold.
Okay.
Imagine those words coming out. It'll only cost you.
I mean, hey, all right, we got the money.
Mhm. True. But you find that your time there is very lovely. You two bask in the romance between the two of you as you spend time in your home country. If you want it, you visit your folks sometimes. I once in a while, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, it's just a very fun time.
It's nice.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any specific scenes you guys want to roleplay or anything.
What, like at the hotel?
Well, anywhere, like while you're on vacation.
Sure, we could look at one of the restaurants or something. We put on a nice evening dress. Let me find something. Oh wait, no. I think this one would be better.
Actually, while we're there, I'll buy Whitney some clothes.
Aww.
Yeah. We'll say this is the one he buys for me. I'm really trying to
his wife
think.
shopping. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which of these would actually look good on Whitney, because these are all human women.
Just imagine her wearing it.
Yeah.
Whitney wearing it. Little fox.
I don't know. Does this look good?
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. They're out and. Obviously, she won't wear heels because that's just she's got the backwards knee thing. She just wears. The only time she wears shoes is when she's wearing her little booties.
Her little booty.
Yeah.
All right. I will say that the restaurant you go to is one of the higher end ones. Tay, you remember hearing about this restaurant all the time when you were a kid. That it would, when you were younger, about how expensive it was and how good the food here was.
Mm-hmm.
And only the top tier, or those who have the money, can really eat at a place like this. But when you show your money to them, but when you pay for a table and everything, they kind of just look at you guffawed, like, who the heck? As the two of you are led inside and given a table. You do get some sideways.
Me, bitch.
You guys do get some sideways glances from the mainly humans who are at the restaurant. Some of them kind of whispering among themselves.
Mind your business, bitch.
I'm so tempted to be like, the fuck you looking at?
But
You have small hands. I don't say that though.
Tay, you had friends growing up, right?
Huh?
You had friends growing up, right?
Yeah, but they were mainly in the syndicate.
All right. Well, you hear, may I take your order? Tate?
Hey, guy.
You see this blue dragon pharaoh kind of walk up in Raider's outfit, and he kind of shocked when he sees you. Hi. You don't remember me, do you?
Can I roll history?
Roll history.
No idea, sir. Oh, my history's ass. Let's have fun with this. Oh, 15.
You remember that this is Kiro. He was one of your he was one of those few friends you had that weren't inside the syndicate growing up.
Oh,
Aw.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh. That's his name?
Yeah, Kiro.
Kiro, hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. And you?
And he kind of like points to Whitney. Well, I'm here with my wife.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Congratulations, the two of you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Whitney.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
All right, so he kind of like he looks like he wants to say more, but then he kind of like winces for a bit. And he says, "All right, so what can I get for you two today?"
Hold up, you work here?
Yes, he says, motioning to his waiter outfit.
Since when?
It was a little bit after you left.
Why? I thought you like adventuring and stuff.
Yeah, I tried, and it didn't exactly go well.
Ah,
Gotta make ends meet somehow, though.
true. But so what kind of food does this place have?
So they serve a wide variety of dishes. Each one, funnily enough, they kind of take ethnic foods from around different places. There's some native to your culture. Wow.
I just looked up Chinese male models.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The funny thing is, his name's not Chinese. Just the worst part. I made that.
Oh well,
name.
yeah, but neither is Tate. So
Goodness.
his name is Song Wei Long.
Alright, so he kind of like describes it. There's different ethnic foods. There's one related to Tate's home culture. There's even some that are considered delicacies of the Far East. And when you look at the menu, you can tell that these are not elven dishes at all. These are like misrepresentations of what people think elven dishes are.
Oh no!
There's even some, though they do have a Tickreal menu. Interestingly enough, it mainly focuses on a combination of meats and liquids, particularly soups.
Would there have been like a recipe or like a dish that like Searson told me about that was like Tickreal that he highly recommended, or that she highly recommended?
Car.
Hey, Ka!
Yes.
Is there a Tickreal dish that you would have recommended Whitney?
You would have recommended Whitney? What goes good with wine, son? It's like a steak thing.
Yeah,
Totally.
I was gonna say like Tickreals are known for having heavy meats or soup-like meals in their diet.
Yeah.
Maybe like an encrusted steak or something?
Oh,
Or a rubbed steak.
Rump steak.
goodness.
I wouldn't be minded of a minestrone soup.
Yeah.
Of soup. Yeah.
She's gonna order something like that.
And you, Tate?
And a wine to go with it.
Meat. I want beef.
Beef.
Beef. You want beef? Yeah, we got beef. You want beef? Yeah, we got beef.
Yeah, we got beef.
I got beef.
You got the. If you want beef, we got it. Okay, I'll have the beef then. So beef stew, yeah, beef stew. So beef stew, yeah,
God.
beef stew. No beef stew. No, actually, I'll like wait a bit.
I fucking love Heartstop Lucas so much.
God. Anyway, he takes the Odie, kind of smiles, and he says, "It's good to see you again, Tate. Welcome home." And then he kind of like heads off to go. He kind of heads off to go get given your orders. Another waiter comes to give you your drinks, and the atmosphere. And after a while, the glances and the like start to die down, and you start hearing whispers. Do you guys listen in on the other tables at all?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Wait, what?
Do you guys listen in on the other tables at all?
Oh yeah, sure.
Roll perception for me.
Okay. I swear, if they spout some shit, I'm gonna.
You said perception.
Yeah, perception.
Perception.
Perception. Alright.
11.
16.
Okay, so you hear kind of like whisperings of like, did you hear about what happened up north? Oh yes, I heard that this Sixen Empire is not going to last long against those orcs. What about that Lupin swordsman that they keep talking about? The one with the one eye? Oh yeah, I heard about him. Heard that he's accompanied by a wolf pharaoh with 2 glowing axes. Wouldn't want to be those orcs, that's for sure. And then another table you hear. Ah, so it's done then? Yep, the Tempest King has completed his conquest as far north as he wants to go. I hear that he's going to be looking south now. Ooh, what do you think the Bolvenia Pope's going to do? I've heard that they've already started diplomatic talks about becoming what's the word when you submit to another state but you're able to still rule yourself?
Vassalage, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember that for some reason.
Wait, what was it?
Vassal.
Vassal?
Yeah. They've said it looks like that Bolvenia's thinking about becoming a vassal under the Jew Empire, and the Tempest King claims another one. It's not all that bad. At least we don't have to deal with those elves. That's for sure. And that's the general mood you're getting from the other tables.
Okay. I wrote down 2 of those things. The one-eyed Lupin swordsman and the Tempest King completed the conquest and heading south.
Yeah. And then, Tate, you kind of pick up on one last thing. You hear, so it's done then? Yeah, I dealt with it just how you ask. And you can tell they're speaking in a dialect of thieves' cant that your family used.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
So from what I hear, then it's smooth sailing from here on out. Oh yeah. From what I hear, they'll be loving the fish down south. That's good. I'm glad we were able to send them on that trip. Hopefully the family will repay us in due time, right? Yeah. And basically, you get the feeling that they took out a hit on somebody.
Oh, a hit, huh?
Yeah. And that person's been dealt with.
Oh boy.
Oh.
And you hear, and our good friend Kiro. I'm sure that he'll love the severance package he'll be getting once he's done.
Wait, what? Oh god, it's your friend. They're talking about your friend.
Wait, so he was in on it?
From what you gather, it seems more like he gave them information. Because severance package is specifically used on an informant, whether knowing or unknowing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Oh no.
And what about the boss? Oh, the boss will be fine with it either way. I'm sure that he'll be willing to part with a little gold. And they kind of like, and you see that it's two black dragon pharaoh.
Oh boy.
That are talking amongst themselves. But you know for a fact that they're not in your family, that they're not in the syndicate.
They're not in the syndicate.
No, which bothers you, which kind of irks you even more. They're using the syndicate's thieves' cant.
Oh jeez.
And then the waiters come by with your meal. Kiro especially. I hope you guys enjoy your meal, he says with a smile.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kiro.
Mm-hmm. He nods with a big smile on his face before he goes off once again. leaving you guys to your food.
He kind of like looks at Whitney before going. You want to relax on our honeymoon, right?
Yes, but if it's necessary, we have to tend to things if it's pressing.
But I want to make sure that you're comfortable first. You are my wife after
And
all.
you are my husband. I'm sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth.
You're good.
Shit, hold on. And you are my husband. I want to make sure you are comfortable too.
I was looking forward to relaxing the entire time.
As was I. The state of the world is crazy. Constantly.
What do those guys look like?
You see, one of them is a well-dressed black black-scaled dragon pharaoh male. He looks, while he does look well-dressed, you can tell that that's not normal clothes for him to be wearing, probably suggesting that he's more playing up a part. The other one definitely looks like nobility. Like his slick back hair and all.
And Kiro's busy, right?
Yeah, Kuro's busy right now. He seems to be dealing with other tables.
We're gonna wait until they leave. The noble guys leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we can like follow them.
Gotcha.
And beat them up. No. Well,
beat them up, possibly, hypothetically.
In the meantime,
maybe poison them.
In the meantime, you guys enjoy your meal. Kiro comes by occasionally to talk to you guys, and you can tell the two guys are kind of like watching him a little bit, but eventually they pay their tab and go.
Leg,
thanks.
Why are you like this? Sorry.
Thanks, Kiro. We're gonna go now.
You two have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too. And he kind of like, he like wraps Whitney's arm around his before going after the other guys.
You see the two guys. Like a little ways away. They're kind of like smoking two pipes, kind of like chatting amongst themselves and Draconic.
Oh, they're smoking.
Yeah, they're smoking. They're smoking pipes.
But it's like in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Tay goes, hey.
They kind of like, one of them kind of like looks like he's about to light up his pipe. He looks like he's about to put something in his pipe. He like pauses, and then he says in Draconic, and Draconic, what?
You know, that thieves camp that you were talking in earlier sounds pretty close to the way a certain syndicate speaks it.
The other guy kind of like rolls his eyes as he kind of like puts out the fire that was in his pipe, kind of like turning it over and putting it and like dumping the contents out. What's it to you, Red? He can't really see your face as it's dark out.
What's it to me is that I figured out that you guys put a hit out on somebody in my language.
Yeah, your language. What are you? One of the under? Look. We get it. You're one of the underlings. You want to suck up to the little mistresses.
Oh hell no! He has no idea.
But you might want to go on your way before you get yourself into trouble.
Should I light up the way so they know who they're talking to?
That's up to you.
Should I?
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, dramatic entrance.
Can I imagine that?
Can
I imagine that Whitney uses Tate's fire breath?
Oh yeah. I was gonna like snap like using burning hands and like light like a small flame on my thumb, but like this is better.
When you just look up and you let a puff of fire that lights up the alleyway for a moment, and both the dragon fairy kind of like back up when they see both of you. It's like that's when they see you do it, and then they see Tate's face, like oh, and then like boss, wait, shit, that's not the boss. So fuck, it's oh shit, it's one of the. You hear first was moment that they both say in Draconic boss before they look at you close, and they're like oh shit, one of the Severins.
Oh, boss, wait. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah, he goes, yeah, it's me, bitch. Now tell me again, what the fuck were you talking about?
They kind of take a deep breath and they say, and one of them is like, wait a minute, he's not the one. No, he's not. He says, you might be that missing Severin, but you ain't our boss. But, and the other guy cuts in, but we don't want any trouble. Honest. You just look familiar is all.
Who's your boss?
Can't say.
Tate kind of like rolls up his sleeves a bit and walks up and starts to walk closer to him. You're gonna say it to me.
Well, intimidation. With advantage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, damn, a plus 11? Hell yeah. How sexy of me.
Plus 11? What? Holy
That's-
shit.
29.
29.
That's a 31.
Oh my, that's
No, wait.
yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a 29, yeah. Sorry.
With a 29, they kind like one of the guys like, okay, we went for, and then you see like this glyph on his chest like glow for a moment before he starts like spewing up acid out of his own acid out of his mouth, and he melts him as he falls to the ground. Oh shit! Look,
fuck!
Look, honest, we can't.
What the fuck?
We can't tell you. Please, just let me know. Just let me go, please. We didn't take out the hit yet. Just let me go.
Before you leave, who was the hit on?
It was on my guy Kiro. For some reason, he told us some stuff. He told us about a nobleman that was going against the talks for submitting to the Tempest King and all that. So we had to take care of him. So that way it was a unanimous vote.
All right, get the fuck out of my sight.
And then he immediately runs off.
Ah, God, fuck me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. We got an indirect kill. That was a terrible. What was that, boy? Oh. It's because I have a thing in my mouth. That was like an Irish accent. We got an indirect kill.
There is no response. Death's forever.
Wait, what?
No, nothing.
We should talk to Kiro about this.
Yes. Maybe we should take him somewhere more discreet.
Good idea.
Soon enough, the restaurant closes, and you see Kiro like walking out back, kind of like pulling out a pipe to smoke. Is kind of like another day, another dollar. Another day, another copper. He says he kind of like looks at the copper pieces that are in his hands. Does anyone know how to tip gold around here? Jesus.
Hey, Kiro.
He pauses as he turns around. Oh, Tate, Whitney, it's good to see you guys. Have me word for a moment.
Cut the small talk. We need to talk.
What's up?
You put out a hit on someone?
What? No. Wait, what? He's confused.
You gave someone information about a certain noble guy. Therefore, putting a hit out on him.
He kind of like thinks. Wait, but no, those guys were being friendly. They got me drinks at the bar and stuff, and we're just chatting, right? Right? He looks really confused right now, like he does not understand.
Oh, honey. They are coming for you.
Oh, Shit! God damn it! I thought I was clean. Fuck.
Yeah, they were feeling you out. They were trying to get some information out of you.
I'm not saying it's your fault, but you should really watch who you talk to, especially if there's a syndicate nearby.
Yeah. And here I thought that the syndicate had control over things. Okay, well, sounds like I gotta pack up and move again.
Not necessarily. I need you to tell me some things.
Alright, what do you want to know?
What did you tell them exactly?
There was this nobleman that came in a couple weeks ago. Brendan Peterson was the name he had. Weird guy was. I remember he just kept ordering drinks over and over again. Was talking about how the others were gonna ruin this country by submitting to a murderer. It's all this crazy stuff, and suddenly he grabbed me by the arm and was spouting off about how he doesn't know how good I got it, how much he's doing to keep my country safe and people like me safe, stuff like that.
What was his name again? I missed that.
Brendan Peterson?
Yeah.
Brendan Peterson. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get the rest, though.
Yeah. Basically, he talked about how he was trying to stop a vote from ruining their country, and putting context clues together, you get the idea that he meant what am I thinking of? Like, basically, make the vote on whether to submit to the Tempest King or not.
Real quick, what do I know about the Tempest King?
You know that he's a human. You know that he's a human male. He's an enhanced human, to be exact, because he has a weird mark that Alar mentioned. He's a masterful archer and a devastating electromancer. He has control over lightning, over electricity in many forms. In fact, many people say that a storm heralds his arrival.
But you said king, so how much does he control of Acura now?
He controls a lot of. Apparently, he controls the West Coast, and he just finished carving his way up north. So Belvenia and a couple countries a little bit eastward are all that's left.
Hold up. So you said Belvenia and what else?
Belvenia, let me see what countries are left that he hasn't conquered yet.
That's what's left.
Yeah, that's what's left of the countries that he hasn't conquered.
So you say he conquered the West?
Yeah, the West Coast.
So, like, where, like, Braun is and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, like, those places have basically just submitted to him at this point. Like, whether through blood or through diplomacy, they've just thrown up their arms and surrender, basically.
And who was left that he needs?
Your country, okay, so your country is all that's left, along with okay, so and Mudfia are like the main two countries left that really can take a stand against him.
Okay.
And there are talks saying that your country is probably gonna basically give up to him.
Wait, which one is that again? Where is that?
Bavania or Mudfia?
No, our country.
Yours was originally right next to his. Let me grab this map.
I'm looking at the map. I just forgot where we were.
Bavania. It's in the south, I think, from what it looks like. It's the gray one.
No, I know what Bavinia is. I'm talking about where we are now. Like, where we're setting up.
Oh, you guys are over in Hanak.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are ways away from him.
Okay.
Is that what you meant, or did you mean, like...
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just meant where we are, like, where we're, like, ruling at the moment.
Yeah, you guys are ways away from him.
For
reference, the original country that's conquering all these guys is Du.
Du. Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy, So like in character, this guy was saying about the Tempest King.
Yeah, the nobleman was basically saying we can't submit to him. We have to say no to surrender.
And is that the guy that you put a hit out on?
It's not the guy that I put out the hit on. Those guys that I was talking to did, and that explains why he disappeared some time ago. He didn't come. He usually comes every week to drink his fill, but he didn't show up. He didn't show up last week.
Well, the hit hasn't happened yet, so we still have time.
I'm not dealing with that.
Yes, you are, my friend.
Why
You're
me?
part of the problem now.
I'm a waiter. You act like I can do anything.
You can give me more information.
Oh my goodness. Fine.
I kind of just like gently like nudge him a little bit to like just go gently on him because he seems like a civilian type, right?
Yeah, he feels like you can tell that he's in over his head.
Yeah.
All right, he'll take Whitney's advice and like cool off,
All right.
but he's still like,
Cool boy, really cool.
All right. I'll tell you what I know. Oh, Cookie.
huh?
I said he'll tell you what he said.
I thought I was talking, stupid ass Mike.
What happened?
Yeah, what?
What were you saying?
No, I thought I was talking and then it didn't register, I guess. No, I was saying like he doesn't have to leave town.
All right. I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
All right. And with that, do you mind if I switch over?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. You guys got some exciting stuff to deal with. So, let me think about this. Kaladin. So just to be clear, you were investigating what happened with the Dinar family, right?
True.
So apparently, Mercurio, the twin brother of Abrasso, he had some extended relationship with plenty of Tabaxi servants.
Oh my.
Problem was, apparently he was also physically pushy, being the operative word here. Physically violent, particularly with the servants and his brother. People often brought up how people saw Bresso like leave his home with bruises, and even like one time they saw him walk into a carpenter store to get his cane fixed, which was snapped in two.
Servants and his twin brother came out of a store with cane snapped in two.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, Mercurio was kicked out of town, and the Dinar family kind of just went, "Okay, we're out," and they moved. That's all you can gather on the subject.
The Dinar family left town. All right.
So, what do you want to? Do you relay this information to Searson?
Yep.
All right. Searson,
That's kind of my job.
Searson, you receive this information from Kaladin.
Okay, did you write it down? I could slap that in my log.
Yep.
All right,
I
send
shall
it on over.
send it to ye. There you are.
And
Thank you, beautiful.
Dion, the people that you were set to judge, they decided to. A lot of them were from noble families that decided to just pay the fine. They tried to push for just paying a fine anyway. Whether or not you sentence them to that is up to you.
So, would you like me to describe the methods by which I would persecute these individuals, or
Yeah.
what exactly would what exactly are you seeking from me in terms of?
Well, yeah, like how would Dion basically try them, prosecute?
Okay, so what Dion would do is he would try to make a deal. So his offer would be basically, you can like alter specifics, but he would allow for them to, avoid all criminal punishments and whatever else if they give a proceeds of net profit gained from a collaboration with the service corps. So basically, they have to partner in some way with the service corps in whatever facet that may be, given their wealth and business ties. So, whatever manner that would be for them particularly. But they would only give a proceeds of the profit that they gained because of that allegiance, and they would then give that back to the needy.
And if
Right.
they were,
So that
and if,
royalty would constantly kick back, but the punishment would basically be they're forced to, have that partnership, at least as of now, and then the incentive going forward to keep that would be the increased profits. So
and if
that
they
would be the deal Dion would make.
and if they refuse,
They refuse to
if they refuse the
just
deal,
accept the terms.
like if they refuse the deal, basically, like this is a deal, like basically this is like a plea deal in a way, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So what happens if they refuse the plea deal?
Interesting question.
Guess
So
they
I
pay the fine.
presume the most efficient way to deal with that would be
Prison.
basically until you accept the plea deal, you have to pay a less favorable version of a fine over time, as well as do community service.
No prison time involved, I'm guessing.
So Dion wouldn't necessarily be a huge fan of prisons because of the way in which they use the resources, like, of the people that are actually keeping them in prison. It hurts like the people that have to keep them in prison, and it doesn't help anybody them being in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they're a direct threat to the prosperity of the citizens of the realm, I don't think he would imprison anyone, but I think they would be highly incentivized to be doing their community service, whether that's them being in some kind of a work program where they're overseen with some military oversight. But I think prison time would be a last resort for the most case, just because it's generally wasteful, at least in his view.
As these proceedings are going on, you always see Kuro, Takeda, kind of like sit. I'm just gonna call him Takeda from now on because, do you see Takeda kind of like sitting in the back of the courtrooms most of the time, like writing down notes of how people react and the like. In fact, Sirius and Kaladin, you also see him around town just writing down notes and the like as he observes different people.
I mean, as long as he isn't observing us.
You might see some glances of him at you, but you're never sure. And I will say, Trevor, that, like, let me see. Let's roll a d8 with people. 2, no, 5. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see who takes the deal. They take it. They take it. They don't. They don't. They don't. Okay. Two out of the five people that were prosecuted decide to take the deal. The other 3 just take the fine and take the community service.
I see. Fair enough.
Yeah, for the most. And you can see that, though, I will say over the course of the month, as time goes on, you notice that a couple of that one of the 3 who was supposed to do community service surprisingly just disappears from town for a while.
I see. Well, I mean, you can't really let these precedents stand. So I guess I would need to ascertain this individual's location so that this heresy can no longer be permitted.
Gotcha. Kaladin, roll me an investigation check. Also, Searson, what will you be doing with this information that you received from Kaladin?
Well,
It
I
is-
guess that means I have to cancel my friendship date and go over to confront this with the Dinar family.
Or just
That's a 26.
26? Okay, so Kaladin, you figured out that he's hiding out in an estate in Umayig.
I'll let the people know.
Well, let's get him.
Well, okay, problem here is that he's in Umayig.
Did he really not want to do the QD service that badly?
It's either that. I think you get the. After a while, you notice that the money stops flowing in too from the. Well, okay, since he left, that means that he's no longer paying the fines and he's no longer doing community service.
No bueno.
Yeah, but also problem here is that he's hanging out in another country.
Dang it! Do they have a non-extradition treaty?
Considering that these two countries are kind of like cutthroat, well, kind of like with each other, you could hire a bounty hunter to go after him, or one of you could go over there anyway and grab him.
Didn't my good friend Kaladin just speak with someone very skilled in the ways of infiltration, but not assassination?
You are correct.
I feel like weird.
I don't know about it, like how he would be on retrieving this guy.
His fee is 30 gold. He's really selling himself short here.
Well, so he may not be able to do so.
No. Keep in mind, he sucks at assassination. Remember, Jarson said that he sucked at assassination, but he was a master infiltrator. Was his thing.
Yeah,
that's what I don't want this person dead, because if they're dead,
so
the message.
I'm guessing
I need
be able to retrieve this guy.
Yeah, I will. I'll roll for him to see if he's able to retrieve him. But do you want to pay for his services?
I will.
Dion would cover that.
It's 30 gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Okay, so he goes out. It takes him. You get no word, and then a couple days later, he returns with the prisoner in tow, and you see that one of his arms is wrapped up, and in a sling as he comes in with him.
Well, to start, I will heal that broken arm.
It's fine. I'm fine. You see, this person's name is Yeah, Kiri kind of like just waves him like, I'm fine.
Fair enough.
Guys, I broke my arm jumping out a window to catch this guy. Yeah.
Well,
you
appreciate ascertaining him for us.
No problem. You guys have fun. And then he nods over at Kaladin before he heads off.
Nod back.
All right. But with that, switching over, Searson.
Mm-hmm.
So you head over to the Dinar household. Do you go by yourself, or do you take someone with you?
It might be best to take someone with me who would be willing to go.
I presume Dion is still busy.
Yeah. Well, would you like an NPC or a player character to come with you?
I mean, either is fine.
I was about to say, because there's always, that tiefling Zarn, that wandering swordsman. He could offer ample protection. The tiefling, I mean.
Sure. Why not? Is Takeshi around, or is he gone?
Takeshi seems to be out training with Galahad.
Well, let's get Zarn in here.
All right. He kind of like he's like, oh, okay. First time you guys noticed me, he says as a bit of a joke as he heads out with you.
She gives a small smile.
All
What's been going on with you lately?
No, nothing much. Just haven't been hanging out at the tavern since winter's almost over, so I gotta start thinking about what gig I'm gonna pick up.
What gig would that be?
I might help some caravans around here, since this place is gonna be bustling with trade once the road's clear.
I think you might not feel like a good advisor for Takeshi, perhaps?
Maybe. Feel like the big guy can handle himself, though. I might.
Everyone could use a little help.
True.
Given the current instance.
True. Not wrong there. So what we heading over to the Dinar house for?
Oh, something fishy might be going on, and I might need some Zon muscle, as they call it.
Gotcha. All right, I'll be your backup.
Nice.
All right.
Heading on over.
When you head over to the house, you see several tabaxi kind of like protesting outside.
Rolling her eyes because she already knows what's gonna go down here.
But you see that one of them is kind of like inspiring the protesters by playing his lute off to the side. This tabaxi that seems to be standing away from the rest of the group, but he's definitely like motivating them with his playing.
Is this like some bard magic going on there?
Yeah, you get this orange and white tabaxi. It's kind of like he's kind of like playing a lute, from what you can tell.
All right, I need to push through the crowd so I can get to the door.
I gotcha. You hear Zion say as he steps forward, and you see him immediately just start pushing these. Like, despite the fact that he's like more lean, despite the fact that he's more lean than bulky, you see him like just effortlessly just push these people to the side. Like, watch it, like move it, coming through.
Yes.
Ambassador coming through. Make room! You see him shout at some of them with thaumaturgy on, kind of like making them back off.
Because I don't like physical contact, I'm going to go as close behind this man as possible, like in the tabaxi air pocket, I guess.
Yep. And the tabaxi playing music says, "Oh, hey, hold up, guys, being a bit rude there, ain't you?" Did I cut out?
Yeah, being a bit rude there.
Yeah, he said. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're shoving through these good people here as if you own the place, he says as he stands up.
I'm a bit confused. Do I not politically own the place?
Oh, no, do you? I don't know who the hell you are, he says as he kind of like puts the loot on his back.
Right.
Zon kind of like just shakes his head. You're speaking to Searson here, the ambassador of Leowen. Ah, right. See, I never keep in mind who you noble types are, he says as he kind of like rubs his chin. Name's a Melody of Soft Homes. Friends call me Melody.
I'm going to write that down. Where's that? Melody?
Give me a second.
All I hear is ha! Oh, you're looking at the unpeeing.
But yeah, he kind of just looks at you and he says, "So I guess we have you to thank for that. I guess we have you to thank for that guy being here."
Which guy? This one?
No, he motions over to the house.
Oh, just about to deal with that, actually.
Good. The longer he stays here, the longer my kind's not going to be safe. And I'm sure you wouldn't want a bunch of tabaxi leaving and ruining what economy you guys are building up, right? And you hear Zarn ask, "Is that a threat?" No, just words of wisdom.
Now, if you could kindly walk aside so we can talk about this.
Wait, you want it like you're gonna go like? All right, he kind of like stands off to the side.
Thank you. We're gonna go up and see if I can get this man's attention.
All right, so you kind of like walk into the home and knock on the door, and there's a voice that asks, "Who is it?"
Ambassador Searson Rose, knock.
The door just rip open, and you see Abbresso's twin brother Mercurio standing there with Abbresso's cane, no less. Oh, my brother had a feeling that you'd be stopping by.
You mind if we can come in?
Go right ahead. He says. He says. And he says. He points the cane towards the end doors, moving out your way.
I'll get inside. Hopefully Zarn will follow me.
Yep, Zarn's close behind as he kind of like looks at this elf before Mercurial closes the door. Mercurial, there you go. And he kind of just says, I'd offer a drink, but
Oh, no. I implore you. I appreciate the kindness.
And you see him kind of like walk over to the kitchen where he pulls out several. He pulls out a bottle of alcohol with several cups and brings them over to you.
No, please, tea for now.
He looks slightly annoyed at that, and you see Zarn with a bit of a smirk on his face before he goes to get tea. And he returns with tea. And while he's doing that, you hear Zarn say, "You're doing this on purpose to fuck with him, aren't you?"
No, it's best to have a good conversation without intoxication.
I don't know if he follows that rule.
Well, that's why I'm the political holder and he's not.
And he returns with your tea.
Thank you. Finally, something that's not alcoholic.
So,
before I take a sip of that, I want to check and see if there's poison.
All right, roll nature.
Nature. Zarn can help me.
You could also treat this like a potion, just dip your finger and then just taste it.
Yeah, but it could be something very strong.
Yeah.
Or it could be something I can't detect, like midnight tears, and I die at midnight.
Actually, no, wait. Hold up. Zarn is a tiefling, and he lets. Wait, actually, are tieflings? I thought tieflings were. Actually, no. Before you go, that Zarn kind of like whispers to you. And says, "I'm kind of. If it's poisoned, I can get a taste myself."
Oh, you would, and she'll say aloud, "Oh, so you're telling me you would like one too? Well, why'd you just ask? Come on."
Zarn, you see the elf kind of like sigh before he goes back, gets another cup of tea and hands it to Zarn. And Zarn just kind of like
that one was for annoying him.
Zarn kind of laughs before he comes back and gives him his tea, and he takes a sip and he drinks it. Pretty good. And he looks over at you and he's given the look of it's not poisonous.
Okay. All right. So
it's not that good tea because you can tell this guy doesn't know how to make a good cup of tea.
It's better than alcohol at midday.
Yeah, which you can see that he has a bottle in his hand.
You can only be a wine mom for so long. Yeah, so she'll have some of the tea. So I see you've stirred up quite the crowd out there.
Oh, them. God.
Take it. Is there any reason as to why that is?
If you're here, I can already assume you know, or they probably spouted off their lies again. He says he kind of like waves a hand.
Well, I wish to know your truth. That's why I'm here. She smiles.
Look, my brother is too kind-hearted with these tabaxi. What happened was I caught one of them stealing from our household, and being the older twin, dealt with the matter accordingly. Made sure they never came back to steal anything again. And suddenly I'm the one being branded as the monster here. Should have turned her into a fucking pelt. You hear him growl as he kind of like turns and looks out the window. And you hear Zarn kind of like mutter under his breath, "Okay."
We have a marshal, right? Like Dion's the marshal, right?
No, Dion is the. Give me a second. Are you talking about who's the like captain of the guard?
Who's in charge of our laws?
Enforcing them or prosecuting them?
Prosecuting them.
Yeah, that would be Dion.
Would be Dion?
Yeah,
right.
Dion is your
I've got a question for you.
enforcer, yeah.
You here?
Trevor?
Yeah, he's typing.
Okay.
I prevent rebellion.
You're also the judge too. But what's your
I'm
question?
asking you a question. This is going to help reinforce my answer. What would you value as a harsher crime? That of thievery or assault?
But
Even if the
definitely
assault is done in self-defense.
Ooh, well, that changes things because then it
Yeah.
would not be a crime at all. So, in Dion's view of justice, material possessions don't matter at all, but they do factor into being able to ensure the livelihood of other sapient beings. So, if you stealing whatever causes the death of 1 million people, that matters. But if you stealing whatever just costs a certain amount of monetary value, like it just has market value, no actionable effect on people's livelihoods, then it doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dion would in this case say that unless the objects stolen were to cause the lessening of life in terms of preventing people from getting what they essentially need. You know, obviously quality of life can go down without the number of sapiens able to remain alive changing. But if, you know, the items stolen do in fact cause the deaths of others, then that would be an even higher crime than a non-lethal assault. So with how Dion views life, basically as long as one is not permanently injured, then it's not as much of an issue, unless it's a child scarred by, you know, mental trauma due to an exposure, if that makes sense.
So what I'm
So-
hearing is you're going to place the life of even a burglar over the value of that person's own property.
Correct, unless that property somehow ensures the lives of others somehow, right?
Okay.
You know, if you stole, like, let's say the vaccine, you know, just real life example, and that directly caused any kind of death, like, you know, you would be held responsible. So basically, it's very much so the effect that the material possession can have upon the operations of the infrastructure. That's what would matter to Dion.
All right. So, kind of like, I value a life more than property unless that life is causing the death of other lives.
Correct, or if that property can prevent or cause the deaths of others, if that makes sense.
Here's the moral to that drum.
So basically, Dion values property purely in its effect on essential life. If that makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So now knowing Dion's
Appreciate you
perspective,
asking the
she
question.
would have gathered this beforehand. Like, you know, she knows Dion's perspective on things. So she knows probably how the law would be carried out. And we'll explain this through Dion's voice, essentially. So, what was it exactly that they stole for you to cause this action?
He motions to the cane for one. He says, and several of our father's former goods.
And do you think if these goods were stolen, many lives would be put at harm?
First of all, it's not like our family was in good times anyway. And second of all, I'd be damned if I'd let anyone steal what belongs to my family. He says, he kind of like slams the cane. He kind of like slams the tip of the cane into the ground, and you see Zarn kind of like, you see his hand that's his arms are crossed, but you see his right hand that's on top of his left arm kind of twitch for a moment.
Yes. Well, I'm going to speak purely from this of the law of our current town. Is this okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There is no heated bias, nor any intention towards you and /or the Tabaxi.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to have any complaints, take this with our chief prosecutor. According to our law. Yes. According to our law. And it is as is stated. The lives, you would be considered in the, you would be considered the main offender here. As if the Tabaxi did burglarize, apparently, the value of one's property is not beneath the value of one's physical ownage, as in themselves. So hurting people or hurting Tabaxi would not be tolerated here, whether or not your opinions of them are high or low. This is simply the law here.
So what you're saying is that you value their. What you're saying is that my property matters less than their lives. And Zarin kind of cuts in and says, and from what I gather, you care more about your property than their lives. And Mercurio just gives a grin in response. And you see Zarin just kind of like, just like kind of gag for a moment.
Yeah. Well, should be noted that is not tolerated here in this town.
Fine, he says as he kind of like rolls his eyes. I'll do my best not to kill any burglars that try to break into my home.
Or harm them, else you would have to be subjected to the law and our chief prosecutor, who has created this law.
And if it just so happens that they injure themselves... And if it... Actually, no, wait. So what's the manner then... So what does it mean then if I place traps and incantations on my property to keep it from being stolen? Does that place me in the wrong?
The old shotgun booby trap case. Well, Dion, what is your take on the ye old shotgun booby trap case?
God.
Dion?
Trevor.
Sorry, what's up?
Go ahead, Car.
If someone is placing traps in self-defense of their home,
Mhm.
and someone was to break in and they got hurt with these traps,
Mhm.
and such
Are they
would
alive?
be at fault.
Well, obviously the person that broke in, right?
Ooh,
Especially if they're
okay.
non-lethal traps, those are perfectly allowed. So the
Okay.
preservation of life and that life's ability to interact within infrastructure that can obviously sustain more life is what's important.
So
specifically, who would be at fault in this instance? Is that like
Yeah.
the main?
Who would be at fault? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, correct. So the burglars, since they, made the decision to go into the home and therefore activate the traps, if that makes sense. Unless the traps were specifically designed to take advantage of people that they put in a position where they would have to steal, right? Does that make sense?
like charm them, basically.
Sure, charm them or like take their food so they have to steal to survive.
I need to get my big old book of Dion laws out for this one.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for that, Trevor. All right. So basically, and I'm gonna assume non-lethal means that it can't cause any harm, like basically like cuts, bruises, burning, stuff like that.
So basically, as long as something can't be regenerated, then it would be considered permanent damage in Dion's case. So as long as the injury basically causes a permanent... As long as the injury is permanent in the sense that it causes a detriment in their ability to live, in terms of, I don't care if it's like an aesthetic scar or even like a missing, finger or whatever else, but if it, a missing leg, arm affects their ability to contribute as a member of society, that's an issue, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, for time's sake, I'm going to relay this to him.
All right, and he just goes, oh, fine. Are we done here yet? I have many things I'd like to do, and many things I'd like to do. And Mercurio, you hear a Brussels wife call from the floors. Would you mind helping me with something? And then he just kind of like looks up with a bit of a smirk and he says, now, is there anything else?
No, we were just trying to help you here by trying to get these tabaxi off your lawn.
Well, thank you. You can do exactly that by making sure that I'll follow any laws needed, he says as he takes the bottle of alcohol he has and he starts walking towards the stairs. And
Never mind if you don't, you would have to deal with the person who made this ginormous book, and honestly, it's a lot to read.
Noted, he says. He starts coming up the stairs. Zarn then asks, so when's your brother coming back? I don't know. Probably in a week or two when he's done with his meeting. And where is his meeting being held?
Write that down!
And when is his meeting being held? Where is the meeting being held? I don't know. I never asked. You don't seem to care much about your brother's business. It's his business, not mine. One that you inherited from your father? Do you have anything else do you have anything to add to this conversation, or are you just being an idiot? He asked Zarn.
We're done here.
And Zarn just kind of like chuckles as the two of you leave. Oh, that felt good.
You have a wonderful evening, Mr. Jannar.
Same to you, he says as he heads up the stairs. All right, what are we? And as you're closing the door behind you, you hear, "Okay, what are we trying?" And then the door shuts, and you hear Zarn just say, "Huh, I don't like that guy."
Well, we must respect all people, no matter how unfavorable they'll be to the masses.
Yeah. He looks over at the backseat. You want me to deal with it so you don't get the brunt of the issue?
No, please, I do the talking. Aren't you the muscle?
Yes, but I'm wondering whether or not this is going to turn out well.
Well, if it doesn't, that's what you're here for.
True. And you see that he kind of like moves his sword, this obsidian sword from his back to his side. He says, "All right then."
Please, you're really good at intimidating people anyways.
And the two of you head out to talk to the backseat. I'm going to assume that counts as a plan, right?
Yes.
All right. You know what to do. Roll intimidation for me. I mean, roll persuasion for me, actually. I'm assuming you're going to try and talk them into leaving.
Yeah. Roll D20. All right, guys.
Cookie, the more I look at that gift, the more I realize that Patrick almost got almost won tic-tac-toe, but he put the X in the wrong spot.
He almost won
I know,
tic-tac-toe
right?
with himself.
It's like he could have put an O there. Damn it.
25.
25? Alright. The tabaxi are willing to disperse, but you notice that the workers are going back to their homes. Like, they're not working until Abresso comes back. And Melody says, "Hey, alright. Well, at least we know that he'll be persecuted if he does anything. A little comfort that does the ones that might get injured."
Well, on the bright side, you don't have to worry about working there for a while.
Well, I don't work there. I just know people that do.
Is there any way we could provide perhaps a temp job for them?
They'll find... Tabaxi will find something. We always do. He says he kind of like...
Would you...
Hmm?
Would you like to work for me?
I'll pass. I don't like working for nobility. Zarn says, even though the pay is good, and there's a difference between you and me.
Working for nobility, then. Oh, working for better acknowledgement.
What?
I have a scholar that I need to put in charge of this program. You could just work with him.
Alright, who is it?
A Valier.
Alright, what am I working with him for?
I will explain the project I was trying to work on prior with you. Do you remember that?
That was related to the clockwork, wasn't it?
No, the lightning rod thing.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Is he good with that?
Yeah, he'll just go along with it fine as long as I'm getting my fur singed, and he'll go with the idea.
There. You have a good day, Melody.
You too. And then he like walks up to head off to the tavern. Well, glad that turned out well, Zarn says.
Yes. Another dispute settled.
Yep.
For now.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time until that powder keg blows. Trust me.
Do keep in touch. You are really good at dissipating these people.
Mm-hmm. If you need me again, you know where to find me. He says he heads off. He's heading off towards the church this time. You have a feeling he's going to try and hang out with Leanne.
Of course. And I'll be done with this for now.
Alright, Kaladin.
Yo.
I'm trying to think here. What did you want to do? Like, I know that you investigated Abresso. Was there anything else you wanted to look into? I'm more curious.
So investigate the Dinar family.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
Investigate out west.
Yes. I
And
want to start establishing some informants there so I know what's going on that side of the continent.
Well, no, I mean west, like the western side of Hanak. Since I mean, like the
No,
west is in the
no.
countries. All right,
Alright, yeah. I'll start expanding west.
all right. Roll investigation. Roll persuasion for me, because this is gonna have to be you getting contacts.
Oh my, okay. I have a... Oh, I have a plus 12 to persuasion. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Alright, that is a 23.
The 23. So with Jarson's help, you're able to start having some contacts out west. That's when you catch, particularly. But then Jarson you notice that one day when Jarson is coming in to give you notes, he looks pretty shaken by one of the letters he's holding.
Not usually looking like this. What happened?
There's
What's in the contents of that note?
you know that knight Alden was looking for, Zhou Yun, the one that went off to help his cousin. I mean, help his cousin, the Duke of Is, kind of like fight off Hanak.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of our informants saw him out west. He says he puts down the letter. Apparently, he's carving. Apparently, he's taking the darker side of knighthood. He's carving his way through any knight he can find in Halog, which you know is where the Flame Inquisitors came from. The Flame Guard, I mean.
All right.
I feel like
That's
Alden.
nice.
I feel like Alden's gonna want to hear about that.
He will. He will.
Yeah. Other than that, things are looking pretty good. Nothing new on that family member of yours. Still looking though.
Thank you. It'll come eventually. All in due time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go see what else. I'm gonna go see what else we got from the Ravens.
All right. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of like heads off, and you go back to reading through all the letters and stuff you got.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a come from the window, and you hear a familiar voice kind of go, you really should keep this window locked.
Who is it?
You look over, and it's the goblin assassin you met 3 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I do.
You see,
Again, I don't exactly.
You remember that you're on the third floor, by the way, and you're like, wait a minute.
I gotta do a second take on this. So you can get up to the third floor, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So, what brings you out to these parts of town?
She brings out a paper airplane that she just throws over to you, and when you catch it and look at it, it's an assassination contract on Kelsier.
I look at the note, look at her, look at the note again, look back up at her.
How much are you willing to pay me?
How much did... Alright, one, how much did the other person pay you, and two...
No, they have to confirm it, so they have to bring you in alive or dead. Dead, they're willing to pay 50,000 gold for your head. They got...
I'm fucking worth that much?
Apparently, you're rising up in the world. What color are your eyes again?
I
think they were olive?
No, I think they were golden.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. She says, moving up in the world, Goldie.
I guess this contract does mark that.
But you notice that they have no. Keep in mind, it's blank. They don't know who you are.
Oh, congrats on finding me.
Well, I did get information from a Kelsier before, and working off where you worked, it was easy to find out where you were. For me, anyway. Maybe all the other assassins are nothing but idiots. She kind of like pulls down her mask as she kind of like jumps off the table. She jumps off the window and walks over. So she kind of like leans. She kind of like leans onto the table. How much are you worth?
Well, apparently I'm worth 50K.
So how much are you willing to give me?
What do you want?
I'm gonna assume double's out of the question.
Yeah, double's out of the question.
All right. How about 75,000?
Let's see. Let's look at the treasury real quick.
Okay, let me see how much gold I have.
60.
Mm,
No, wait, that's a 10K. That ain't that much. Yeah, that'd be a hard bargain probably.
65.
60 and I'll roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
All right, that was a 26 sound.
She kind of like thinks about it for a moment. Fine, 60 it is.
All right, let me get my shovel real quick. Get the gold.
So I work for you. So you bought me. So what do you want me to do?
Well, first of all, who was the one who put out the contract?
No clue. Goes by the name Scarson.
Scarson. All right. Well, I guess his retrieval would do nicely to find out why he put the hit out on me. And then maybe he can be dealt with afterwards.
So you want him alive, is what I'm hearing.
That would be appreciated. Although, actually, 1 second. Is there a time limit on the Rod of Resurrection?
No. Oh, so it casts Resurrection, which is a century.
Okay. All right. Hey, Trevor. Yeah. All right. So, would you mind resurrecting someone who tried to assassinate me? Should they come in dead?
I would be happy to do so, but I would, basically, I would suggest to Kaladin to perhaps repay me via, altruistic service to those in need, perhaps, when he gets the chance.
Of course. Yes. I'm doing my duty right now.
Fair enough. That is certainly the case.
So, with that knowledge, you can bring him in dead if you wish. But I do require his coins.
She kind of like has you see her give a bit of a toothy smirk. I'm gonna like working for you, I think.
Well, here's to a wonderful relationship.
She nods.
So I never got your name, by the way. I think that's quite important.
You can call me Riss.
Risk.
No, Riss.
All right.
Yeah. And then she kind of like sways back over to the window, opens it back up, and then she pulls her mask up and she says, "Do you see me, Goldie?" And then she drops back out the window.
Adieu.
And Jarson comes back. And Jarson comes back in sometime later with some letters, and he notices the window open, and he's like, "Do I?"
I felt like I'd let some air in.
Okay, watching a roll deception for me.
And also, you may, we'll let him figure it out. If he can figure it out.
Right.
So that is a 14 plus 12.
26.
Yeah, another 26. Yep.
Okay, he kind of like, okay, hold up. Okay, he kind of like looks at you, and you get the feeling that he might be catching on, but then you see that look quickly disappear as he just smirks. Okay. And then as he kind of like smirks, and then he just walks over and hands you the rest of the letters. All right, so here's what we're dealing with. This is what else we're dealing with as you two go into discussions for what other letters you've got.
All right.
Okay. Tate, Whitney,
Yeah.
you two still up for
Hello.
some more stuff?
Yeah, we can.
Sure.
Or unless Roxy's tired.
We've got like 15 minutes.
All right. So I'm gonna assume that you guys decided to call in. Did you call Tate? Do you feel like you would have called in some contacts to figure out where this noble is?
From who? Like
Maybe your
from
family. Maybe
our people or
yeah,
other
your
family?
people.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to him about that actually.
All right. Who do you want to talk to specifically?
Amy.
All right. So when you want to talk to Amy about business, she kind of like meets you and Whitney in her office, and she just says, "Business." Okay, what's up?
Have you heard any other gang speak in our language?
She kind of scoffed at you. No one's stupid enough to try that.
Well,
Was someone dumb enough to try that?
someone knows. Actually, multiple people.
Oh, so we got a little upstart to deal with. All right, then I'll have to bring word. I'll have to bring word about that to the lower tiers, so that way they can deal with it.
But are you sure it's the lower tiers? This is someone who's not under your syndicate at all.
Oh no, I mean I want the lower tiers to look for whoever's trying to start up a gang and deal with them. Because clearly this has to be someone new who doesn't know who we are or is stupid enough to think it can take us down. Had a few of those pop up in the past.
But who doesn't know us?
Good
We're
question.
like the biggest crime syndicate in what? The country?
Oh no, no, probably in the West at this point. But yeah, you're right. Whoever's doing this is doing it on purpose, probably to piss us off.
And then Tate kind of like thinks back to what else that the guy said and goes, "Is there anyone that looks like me?"
She kind of pauses for a moment and looks up at you. What do you mean looks like you?
Some of the guys that I encountered mistook me for their boss for a second.
She kind of slowly stands up and places her hand forward on the table. You're sure about this?
Of course.
She kind of pauses for a moment and she looks up at you and says, I do not know. There shouldn't be anybody that looks like you. We've had a few copycats try to take your place, acting like they were you. Clearly found out they weren't, and she kind of like runs a hand across her throat.
But these people thought that I looked like their boss, like physically.
She kind of like looks down. I got no clue what that could mean then. Unless there's something I don't know. And if I don't know something, that means there's only one other person that does.
Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Is she in right now? Can we talk to her?
Yeah, she's in. Come on. She kind of like motions for you to follow her. So I'd like to mention that the Severin Manor is very elegant looking. Like it's got they definitely play to the color scheme of the Syndicate and their family with nice hints of red, of different shades of red, and even some black.
Yeah, they rich.
Yeah, with
rich.
Needless to say, it's pretty huge.
Yeah. She takes you to the grand office where you know your mother works, and she kind of like knocks, and she says, and you hear, who is it? Who is it? And Amy kind of says, it's me. What's the password? She kind of like pulls out a notebook
Oh my god.
and she starts rifling through it, and she says, "Gunda berries taste lovely in the summer. Okay, you can come in." Oh my
That's
goodness.
sort of similar to what I was thinking about.
What were you thinking?
You know the password that they use for like that Iroh used to get into the White Lotus meeting?
No, what is
Like
it?
they say, like the guy says, "Who knocks at the garden gate?" And he's like, "One who has eaten the fruit and tasted its mysteries." And I'm like, that's my favorite password ever. But anyway, continue.
A second. So you let in, and you see Marie sitting at her desk, kind of like looking through papers, and she looks up. She kind of like steps up. Tate, what are you doing here? She asks. I didn't think. Do you need anything?
Well, we were on our honeymoon, but we heard something in one of the restaurants.
Amy kind of like shuts the door behind her. Heard what exactly? She says. Your mother says as she kind of like stands up straight, and you see her go into that business mode look that kind of sends a chill down your spine, Whitney.
Wait, what?
The door closed behind you, and you see Tate's mother like stand up straight, and you see her have this look in her eye that just sends shivers down your spine.
Ooh.
Business mama.
Mm-hmm. What exactly?
There's some people that spoke in our language I heard earlier. Like our thieves can't.
She looks very annoyed for a moment, and she looks at Amy, and Amy nods, basically vouching for you, and she asks, "Okay, what exactly were they saying?"
They were organizing a hit for some noble, Brandon Peterson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, Brandon Peterson.
You see your mom's one of your mom's eyes just visibly twitch for a moment. Brendan Peterson. That was the exact name?
Yeah.
Amy? Yes, boss. I want you to find out whoever leaked that piece of information for others to find out, and I want them dealt with, please. Painfully. Dismissed, and Amy just leaves at that quickly.
Wait, but Kipo kind of said some stuff about it. Is she gonna like come after Kipo?
From the way she's speaking, she's saying it like someone in their organization spilled something about that guy.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. So just be clear. They found out. What are they going after Peterson for? Is my question.
Something related to the Tempest King about how we should go against him.
Oh my! He then face palms. Oh, of course. So you've been away for a while, sweetie. But with the Tempest King bearing down on us, people are growing afraid of facing his wrath. Well, you know we're a theocracy, but our leader follows a council for his decisions, and the council's currently split on whether or not they want to surrender to the Tempest King or not.
And what do you think?
To be fair, we'll be fine either way. We've already sunk our teeth into the Tempest King's territory. Only problem is, but the thing is, we don't want to surrender right away, or else it might look, or else Bavinia might get more out of it than they deserve. I see. Peterson was supposed to keep the surrender talk stalled, so that way the Tempest King would get closer and closer, and the more afraid people got, the more they're willing to give up, and maybe we'd be able to sneak in some provisions of our own into the surrender treaty.
But the thing is, he's been gone since last week.
Shit! I should have known something was wrong when he checked in strangely.
He checked in.
Yeah, technically he works for us, quote unquote. You see her kind of like do the quote thing. It's like, I never liked working with him to begin with, but he was useful. He doesn't know who we are exactly, but he knows that he knows that he can get something out of it.
So, what do you want to do?
Well, what I want to do is find whoever has them, have them, flay them, and she kind of like calms down for a moment. I want to find and make sure that we have the safe return of a valuable asset.
Okay.
I thank you for bringing this to my attention, but I have a feeling that you're here for something other than just telling me about this.
Yeah, the guys that I talked to thought I was their boss for a brief second.
You see her basically freeze. You're sure?
Ma, when have I ever lied to you?
Never, but I'm checking to make sure you heard correctly. And then she kind of like frowns. Did one of them get away?
They said that I looked almost exactly like them, Ma.
You hear her curse in Draconic. Damn it. All right, then this might be worse than I thought. Then.
Do you know anyone who could possibly be behind this?
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it'd be one of your siblings.
But it's either. But Amy wouldn't do that, and Faye, she doesn't really care.
That's not
She
what I mean.
cares about us, but what?
That's not what I
What do you
mean. She
mean?
says she looks up at you.
Wait, what?
What?
She kind of like sighs and kind of like says, "You might want to sit down for this."
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah. He sits down and is like, I'm sorry, what?
She kind of looks out the window and she says, "You know how we are about men in our group, right?"
Right.
Well, back before when I was younger, the leaders used to take that on a more tenacious approach. She says, she glances back at you. When a maroon dragon has a son, they test him to see if he's capable of being in the group. If he's not, and then she trails off.
They die.
She nods. Before I
Okay.
Hmm?
No, keep going.
Your grandmother, before I took over, your grandmother was in charge for me. She was the last one who vehemently believed in that type of thing. And being the perfect daughter that I was, I went along with her. I went along with it every step of the way.
But now you changed it?
Well, while we don't exactly trust men that much, we're willing to work with them, and we don't leave bodies lying around.
But you said siblings, and I'm the only one who's been with you all since I've been born.
Yes, this was before you.
What are you saying, Ma?
I'm saying that one of your brothers might have survived this and is trying to get back at our family.
Really?
She nods.
Wait, how many brothers you got?
Currently one living one, from what it looks like out of character.
God.
And
So you're
Tate-
saying that I have a brother?
Yeah, and Tate, that as she's speaking, you remember back in the Shadowfell when you saw those different ghosts that were haunting Amy, right? That looked like you in a
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
That's when it starts clicking.
So was that my brother?
Yeah. From what it looks like, one of your brothers survived and is, from what it sounds like, trying to undermine our efforts.
Does Faye and Amy know about this?
No, they don't. Faye barely knows any of it. Amy knows tidbits enough that I gave her nightmares for weeks. Until she eventually got over it, supposedly.
Wait, nightmares about what? Potential brother or?
Yes. Well, not potential brother as in she was scared of having one, but as in, what it might have happened to them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And she looks over at you. Look, it's probably best if you don't get involved in this. None of this is your fault to begin with, so it would probably be better if the issue rests upon my shoulders.
Well, I hate to say it, Mom, but kind of a part of it now.
Damn it.
But he looks at Whitney for a bit and goes, you don't have to stay. I can take you back home while I go deal with this.
No.
No.
No. I'm not leaving you behind.
Are you sure it is like a family issue, technically?
And now I am family.
No!
Don't worry about me. I am strong.
I know you are. It might get messy. That's all.
I like messy. It means I get to clean the kitchen with you.
I clean the kitchen.
Shit, man.
All right.
I didn't know better. She talking dirty to you.
In front of my mom.
In front of my mom.
Your mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law.
She's got Moxie, I'll give her that.
Whitney has always had prowess to her,
my goodness.
every step of the way.
Oh my goodness. And then she kind of and your mom looks sad. She looks at you. I'm sorry you have to get wrapped up in this. She looks sad.
No. It's no problem, Mama.
You hear me, Tate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes. It's okay. I guess. I found out I had a brother.
He takes more after your father than you do.
Whitney called her mom, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Eh.
Alright, so what do you want me to do, Mom?
Give me a second. And then she says, well, first thing we have to do is find out where Brandon went and get him back.
Kind of hard. Well, actually, didn't those guys say, it's out of character, didn't those guys say they sent something down
South.
south?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like fish or something.
Oh, there's something like about the Tempest King, like moving south now because he completed the conquest in the north.
Okay, the
if I'm
Black Fairy.
remembering that correctly.
Okay, so that conversation was with other people, but with the Black Fairy specifically, they did say that they would enjoy fishing down south.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
So we should go down south. That's what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah. Your mom kind of like thinks about it for a moment. Okay, there is an island down. They're sleeping with the fish. Okay, so they either mean the coast of Bavinia, or they mean the island that Bavinia owns. She says she pulls out a map of Takira.
I was about to say, let me see this map.
Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it the big one or the small one?
The big one, the one that's gray.
Oh, okay, okay.
She says we still own that, so that's probably a likely place to take them.
Do we use that island for anything?
No, it's been a bit. No, there's not really much there of use for us.
So he might be there.
Yeah, it's a likelihood. From what I remember, a small community lives there and kind of runs the place. If they want to find a quiet place to keep a famous noble, it's there.
All right, we'll start there then.
All right. She kind of looks at you. I'm sending Faye with you. Easier for you guys to get in and out.
Should I tell her, by the way?
For now, keep it between us. I don't know. I don't know how she'll react to that.
But it's our brother.
Wait,
Older
what
brother, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, older than you, but younger than. Actually, yeah. Think about this. Let me think here.
I thought you was gonna have it where he's like younger than Amy, but older than the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking here because I remember our discussion that Faye doesn't know that much. It could have happened. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, older than both of them, both you and Faye. If that's the case, all right, let her know, but be gentle about it.
I will, Ma.
All right. She then walks over to you and hugs you. Better come home. You better come back safe.
I will. And he like hugs her back.
And she looks over at Whitney and then hugs her too. And that means you too. Can't have my son getting widowed a couple weeks during his honeymoon.
Don't worry about that. I will be protecting him. Both of us.
All right. All right. I think Faye will be hanging out on her training course. If you want to go find
All right,
her.
I'll meet her there.
All right. And then she kind of like looks back at the map, kind of like biting her lip as you two walk out.
All right, time to go see my sister.
Yes.
And give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm thinking here. Okay.
Thonk.
Okay. So you head over to this training course that Whitney, this is one of the most absurd training courses you've ever seen. There's stuff all over the place. There's training dummies in places that a normal archer could never shoot.
This is very elaborate.
And
yeah, Faye basically lives here.
And that's when you see, and speaking of which, Faye is currently teleporting throughout the obstacle course, kind of like pulling off shots that would not be possible for a normal archer. But Tate, your sister could do this like the back of her hand.
She's showing off. I know it.
And then you see her like you definitely know she's throwing up when she pulls up a 360 shot. And she lands on one of the beams and kind of like bows in your direction. He says, "How was that?"
7 out of 10.
I am hurt. I am hurt that you would do this to your older sister like that.
Wait,
Come
what
on
happened?
now. She was showing off, and I told her that she got a 7 out of 10.
Oh my god.
She then teleports down to you
I
all.
gotta be that brother.
She then teleports down to you all. All right, what are you two knuckleheads doing here?
You wanna go on a boat ride with us?
Why go on a boat when I can teleport?
Well, I mean, I'm leading up to it.
All
We
right,
need you to go someplace with us.
all right, where are we going? Or is it a secret?
It's a secret.
Ooh, I like secrets.
We'll tell you when we get there.
Yes.
All right. When we heading out?
What time is it actually?
You got it's probably getting late at night now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, early in the morning. Meet up at the hotel Whitney and I are at.
All right,
Meet
gotcha.
up at Bud Ruckers.
Gotcha. I'll be sure to meet you guys there. You two make sure.
I'm very
You two make sure not to break it. You should make sure not to break the bed. She says as a joke before she teleports off. You hear her laughter in the distance.
I guess it's too late to tell her that we already did.
Twice.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay. And you guys head back to your hotel. But unknown to Tate and Whitney, but known to you two, because I'm telling you, a mysterious figure is keeping an eye on you as you guys are about to delve into the darker secrets of the Severin house. And over on the eastern end, my friends back in Hanak have their own issues to deal with. As a cold wind is coming in from the north. And I guess we'll find out what this is going to mean for both groups on the next episode of Imperial Mandate. See you guys.